jokes.
I shall retweet.
Coincidentally, that Iowa's not here right now because I don't have to move the things around.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's see. The day rolled over. What do we got?
And I was making a deck, and the day rolled over while I was making it. I completely forgot.
Oh, yeah, classic.
Lost everything. Oops.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
I'm an idiot. I gotta put Do Not Disturb on.
Just read my animated Aaron Banana.
Whoa, what?
Why?
Oops. Because I have extras, and I was like, oh, this is a shiny extra, so I can reap it. And I forgot that's the special part in the season pass.
Oof.
You get 2 more.
Whoops. Yeah,
I doubt
but,
we'll ever really play 3 of that anyways. I don't think it's
Yeah.
worth a 3 of.
yeah, but I like having the full set.
There's a lot of cards in this set that it's like, I can't see myself running 3 of those, but damn, that's gonna be annoying if you
I don't even
get
play
caught by
Banana at
it.
all anymore. Alright, it's whatever. Gotta like not make that mistake again.
Doing my best to hold off on reaping until August.
I couldn't wait that long. I had to craft stuff.
Dude, how
So
about...
we're live.
Yeah, we are live. I was just kind of using you guys to check audio.
Oh, okay. I'm talking.
Yeah, that
By the way,
works.
if you click that banner in the corner, that banner won't show up anymore.
Oh yeah?
It's like for each one.
It just like peaks in every 2 seconds. It does get annoying. Like, hey,
Give us money.
new stuff.
Oh, I see. It like shortcuts to a different section and then it goes away for good. Huh.
Yeah.
All these things.
It's nice though. I like the banners. It's good.
Dude, we had like everybody streaming last night. Dude, Bree was the first to get here.
Sweet spot for the chat.
Oh, why isn't it showing up?
Brave.
It's over the game.
Oh, down there. It's over the game. I wish I could make different things for chat, different dimensions for different scenes, but it seems like it's like the same thing.
You could make it a new window for like a different dimension because it'll change on each scene.
You just give him one of
The
these.
source, but you can just put a new one and change that one.
Ooh, hey, ooh.
Play TEPPEN with the host. It was kind of like,
We're
yo, we should
old,
go live
we're
as soon as
two,
they're
we're
done.
just irresponsibly old. I'm so tired right now.
I'm actually pretty focused and I don't know. It's weird because after I was done streaming, I had like a lot of energy. Wanted to keep streaming, but my internet was just crapping out on me. So yeah, it's weird, but yeah, I've been awake for a while now.
just a while.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Man.
Like it's mostly just heavy lifting and putting together a bed that kind of wiped me out of it.
That sucks.
It furiously looks
But
like
now I got a
Yeah,
new
I
bed.
dab.
dab it up. I
Just
don't have a
dab.
dab reward. Why don't I have a dab
Dab on
reward?
'em.
You could run an
NGL
ad for
that dab on
10K.
'em.
You can make me run an ad.
Run an ad.
Who would have a dab reward?
Radical
I'm
voice.
so glad Feline doesn't have a voice like that. I think that's kind of what gets me irritated about a hero is you're getting beat and like this guy's just like, yeah, oh, I'm gonna blow you away, dude. All right, dude.
So
I
you're
actually,
okay
I
with-
actually can't get annoyed with the feline.
You
Yeah, I
can't.
do not get annoyed. It's like, oh, they stole my legendaries. That's cute.
The feline,
Every
the
action.
mirror. The mirror has no words spoken.
when he loses.
Think I got that kind
Best
of
lost
money?
animation ever.
Not yet.
Yep.
If you subscribe to my channel, you might have that kind of money. I
You just
guess
give him one of these.
Thirsty hosting us with the one dudes.
Ooh, hey, ooh.
Every dude counts.
Um, I guess how should I start this out? It's gonna be very early. Everyone's still kind of excited, but how do you guys feel so far?
It's fun. This is infinitely fun. I did have the concern of like, is it just fun because it's something new? It's like, no, even Haunted by Memories was not this enjoyable when it first came out. I think there wasn't as much deck creativity going on with Haunted by Memories. It seemed pretty limited. You saw the new cards and you're like, I know exactly what I'm supposed to do with this. Whereas the new cards here are bringing back old cards in really cool ways.
Yeah.
So I feel like a rejuvenation of sorts for not just, you know, the game, but the players,
Just
for
give
people
money.
that like to play different types. I think almost every archetype got some support in some way, which is kind of interesting. You know, so they didn't forget the older mechanics while giving support to tribes at the same time. It's kind of cool because it's obviously more unit-based in this expansion, right? So I think we're able to take more creative liberties and bring a lot of mechanics back, also doing some tribe support at the same time.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of cards that clearly support a specific hero art without it being dumbed down to the point of how we got charge shot support.
Right.
And that's really nice. Like I really love that Sasquatch 4-drop that you're not going to see used in a lot of other decks, but that's definitely a true power card, and it's
Oh, the Growth
pretty
7?
awesome. Yeah.
That's a great true power card, and Schmo beat me with that card on ranked earlier. Pretty much when I saw that card, I was like, Schmo's gonna love this because it's definitely a true power card. It's growth 7, which is pretty difficult to get, and he only costs 4, but you know, playing 7 right after that is gonna be difficult, unless you have true power. So yeah, pretty damn good for Nero, but not much else.
I'm waiting for the August patch to be like, we changed true power to give 5 growth points.
Oh, yeah, it was really cool to see something that was like specifically for Nero. That feels like it is definitely for Nero.
And there are some cards I think that are like, this is a heart tank card, which is nice, though. I do have to express some disappointment that I do feel heart tank is getting pretty obviously power crept by Shield Spire. I think there are still some situations where it beats it, but that AP cost difference is too big of a deal.
Yeah, what is it, 6? Like 12 to 18?
I think Shield Spire is 14? Or is it 16?
Oh, it's right.
It's
There's
14.
12, 14, and 16 between all the arts, so
yeah,
gotta
it's
be
14. So that's a 4 AP difference, and that's huge.
Fire is
That
14,
is still huge.
yeah. So yeah, who would win, a robotic heart or one winking cat? You know the answer.
Dude,
That
wink
winking
on
cat
'em.
melts the robotic heart.
Wink on them. I have no clue what we're gonna do today. I just kind of set this up as a let's just gush about the new cards sort of thing. Everyone
plenty to talk
has
about.
been sleep deprived. I was still at work. So this
We got
is
some
woke up
pretty
and
shadow
fun.
changes to talk about as well.
Oh my god! Wait, was there more than just Mavmem?
I think there's a couple of significant ones. I think the biggest one is MP gain while you have blue mana.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Blue mana, yeah.
This mostly affects zombie engine decks, but can affect. There's other instances where it'll go off. But if you gain mana while you are capped out at blue mana, the yellow mana will replace the blue mana before you would lose that
Kyle
mana
made
because you
me feel
can't.
about it. Right. It would affect other cards, like Trump card is another notable one. I believe it would work that way, as well as the Crown Madness, whatever that's called, for black.
Yep.
Pretty much anything that gains mana, if you spill over and max out or tap out while you have blue mana, would restore it instead of lose it. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, you know what? I could go to Kyle's.
The other one that I think hasn't been popping up as much, but I do think has some significance is Fade Mavericks not being able to throw that card out without a proper target.
Right.
I can see it as being
Works
a
like
nice.
hero arts.
Yeah, which is weird though, because you can still waste your hero art with a full EX pocket. But it's a little interesting because other random targets don't work like that. Just that one. I think that's actually kind of a nerf because if you're up against, say, an Ouroboros and they just keep throwing those 6 costs and you have Fade, you can't cycle it to try to pull something else.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the blue memory thing always bothered me with playing Zombie Genesis. How it's just like, oh, blue mana is up to full. Okay, well you got to spend some mana if you want that mana. It's like counterproductive.
Right.
And
That was a
Kyle
little
saying
tricky.
it's- Oh wait, what? Kyle saying there's a new goof.
Well, let's see.
That
So
card's
wait,
my
you
favorite.
Oh,
still
it's just,
sack a unit even though you have 7. Oh no!
Oh, that's bad.
I hate
Oh,
purple,
I
so
had
that's great
a-
news.
I had a feeling. I had a weird feeling that when they changed the text on Maverick's Memories, I didn't get to test it out personally, so I wasn't exactly sure what would happen. But
It
I had a
might
feeling something wouldn't work correctly.
It might just be
Um,
updated text without updated effect. It might still work
that's what I'm
the old
thinking.
way.
We don't need to tell anyone about this, dude. Just tell them about the change text and they'll stop using it. I mean, how
Well
stupid
said.
are you gonna look when you try to negate like living death? It's like, do you really want to do that though? You want to do that? Is that a good idea?
Yeah. Not too sure what would happen.
Yeah, Thirsty, it was your job. Did you test it?
No one gave me that question. I asked people to give me questions, and you're all like, "Nope, I'm not gonna
I'm busy opening
take
tags.
advantage of these wonderful offerings here."
Also, this image was very powerful that Kyle posted.
Dude, but what if he negated that with his Mavericks Memories? He still can.
Can't do that when he's got shields out the ass. Passing that clip along, yeah.
So yeah. So what do you guys think of that change to Maverick's Memories?
Good. Get
That's
bent.
good. I think that's how it should have been in the first place, honestly. I think it's kind of ridiculous to think a 2 cost that can negate a 5 cost is bad. I think that's just
Legendary.
I think that's also purple speaking there too. It's a purple legendary, so it's got to be that much stronger. There's not that many legendaries that are
Yeah.
like that. It's right, like you compare this to a lot of other action legendaries out there. It doesn't really, it's just over and above. And I still think as a 2 cost legendary, they being able to negate a 5 is still really powerful.
Yeah, I think so too. If you're doing that, then
Right.
if they play the Dragon Lords and you negate it, your opponent has still used up 5 MP and you have used up 0.
If X Hunters is still viable, this is bad. I don't think so. Purple still has answers to X Hunters. They still have Ceasefire. I don't like.
Yeah.
That's not. It's just you lost one of your answers, and that's still a mirror
Right.
match problem. So that's a buff to you because they can't do that, but it's also a nerf to you because they can't do that. So, I mean, when you're nerfing a mirror match, you're also buffing the mirror match.
Dressing up for the stream.
Funny enough, for the mirror, people usually use the sacrifice part of Maverick's Memories anyway. Like, so many zeros would just use it early on and not wait for the full memory. They really want to negate something. Like, and it still works as a counter to Brainwash,
Brainwash, yeah.
or I guess anything like that in general. But it's a great counter to Brainwash.
Yeah.
So as long as the destroy part is still there, you can still make good use of it. You know, you could destroy one of your units to buff another unit. Let's say, you know, Damned Queen or Nevin. They both get buffs when one of your friendlies dies, or like, you know, Jagger's Hunk. You know, good examples like that. There's some good examples out there.
Yeah, this still negates
Uses.
most of the things that people were using it to negate beforehand anyways.
Okay. This really does make a difference for the X Hunters portion, though. You know, we bring that up, and I do want to bring up the only issue that, you know, Black had in that matchup in the past was they were never allowed to play Rebels Memories, Living Death, Cruel Game, like all that stuff was null because of Maverick's Memories being a thing. Now that all of those actions that clear the board cannot be denied by Maverick's Memories, that's huge for the matchup. Like all of a sudden, Black is a lot scarier and stronger, and they just get a huge boost with that. Like Mono Black actually looks legit now because of that one change. Like it's pretty insane.
I don't even play Mono Black, and looking at Maverick's Memories, I felt so bad that like a lot of these strong, impressive-looking black cards that are actions are high cost, and it's like, well, if you try to play those now, you're just gonna get cucked.
Yep. And that's honestly, I think that should have never been like that. It just doesn't make sense to have a 2 MP card that completely shuts down every high costing action in the game.
If you're gonna do that, I think if you wanted to preserve its effect, you would have to make it so that all the MP is refunded to the user or something, because just the idea, the sheer concept of playing an 8 mana card and then having a free response saying no, instant 8 MP advantage, one like Living Death.
So this just happened out of nowhere, by the way. Like no one was told of this. Like they didn't announce it. There was no like, you know, news post. It just happened. Like someone just noticed the text, and there you have it. So as far as we know, there's no other, you know, changes to the cards per se.
Yeah.
Does this set a precedent? Like they're just gonna randomly change stuff as they see fit and not tell us, or was this just like was this just like an anomaly? Like, is there going to be a real balance in August with more changes, or are we getting more changes?
I like this. I mean, it might be a little jarring to some players, but it is funny that like they saw it as that much of a threat that they're like, yeah, we got balance changes coming next month, but just gonna slip this in. No one's gonna notice.
Kind of weird.
I don't like doing it without informing the players. Especially when there was even a stream and it was asked if there's going to be any changes, and it was heavily applied that they would be in August and not now. So doing that underneath that is kind of shady. But I think the most important thing that we need to do right now is check to see if Maverick's Memories is working the old way or not, considering it seems like it potentially might be working the old way and the updated text might have just slipped through. And this is potentially just a text error. And
part of next month changes. Right?
That's strongly possible.
Yeah.
I think that's very possible.
Whoops.
Like a first draft.
TEPPEN is not known for its perfect ability for text, so I think it's actually possible.
If it's like
Chop, I was going to bring that up. You can't read it for the full amount yet.
Oops.
So it's kind of weird.
What I'm thinking is that like everyone can shut up about whether or not they test the game. I think this was in the test build, and then they were just like, "Yeah, I accidentally left it in the real game. Crap."
That might have happened. I've been on mobile games and I've had similar situations happen. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Memory 7 lets it be a lot more versatile and less action-heavy decks. Yeah, but what kind of purple deck isn't running 1,200 actions? Even before.
I think it's still good.
7
negates.
negates.
I think it's still going to see a lot of play. I don't know why you wouldn't play it. It's still a great negate for what it is. And
Yeah, it's like
again,
if you're gonna run 3 unforeseen interferences, there's no reason to not replace one of those with this.
Yeah.
Also have to highlight my favorite text error ever. Deal flight damage.
Go flight.
To a
Oh,
random unit with 5. By the way.
Great text. Come on.
With 5. Count them. 5. Ranked is currently not working? What? I just saw Rana doing a stream. I thought he was jumping
Probably not
into
streaming
ranked.
ranked.
Champions weren't getting... yeah. I saw some people above 1600 just a moment ago. It's fine.
I wouldn't do it.
But yeah, one thing, dude, this card, despite the text error, let's talk about how it's like way better than Typhoon. It's like, yo, Typhoon, but imagine it was cheaper. So we gotta hold back on the effect a little bit. How about we make it like 1/6 the price and single target?
So one cost.
Single
That card is
target.
pretty crazy.
It's crazy good.
Yeah.
I took
I was,
flight off of a Valstrax and they fucking shielded it, but I was like, I don't care.
And the fact that it actually removes the flight is really key. So I was running Leap in Charge Shot, obviously because of decks like that, and was doing pretty well. I did like 2 of them. I would probably replace it with this new action because it would be more specific. I don't know. I think Leap might be still better in some cases, but no, they added a lot more anti-air, which is kind of surprising.
By the way, you can now play Leap without requiring units on the board.
Oh. I was gonna say,
Yeah,
this thing doesn't require it to have flight either, so you could throw this out.
It can be cycled, yeah.
Yeah. I actually do use one of those in my Shield Spire deck.
I
Just in
feel like
case.
more people should be running Leap. That fix is really huge too.
No, it's massive. Like that was always my problem with Leap, was that it was bricky. And it was inexplicably bricky. There was no reason for it to be that way, so I'm happy that it did get fixed.
Really cool.
What other cards jump out? I saw Chris getting flipped by a Nevin. How's that card working out for everybody?
Nevin's gross.
She's disgusting.
I don't have it yet, but I've ran into enough that and when I say gross, I mean she's really good. She's fun. I like her.
Yeah. I haven't actually used her much. Like I have her in my demon deck, but I either didn't get enough memory to get her, extra effect, or I just kept playing other cards and winning. And I don't know. She's really nice to have though, because once she gets set up and like ramping with constant killing and health up, she's really hard to stop. I've noticed this trend with a few other cards in this set where once they reach a certain level, they're really hard to stop. Yeah, kind of interesting.
I think this card is very interesting and not too overpowered, simply because purple does not have a way to remove their own units. They're like the one
They don't.
color that doesn't. Well, I guess.
They have Ascension,
Yeah, they have Ascension. That's true.
Maverick's Memories.
And the most you could really do is, Maverick's Memories at a low amount, or like, I'm just thinking like black and red, they have ways to destroy their own units. Green can like yoink it back to their hand pretty handily, but purple doesn't really have too much of a way to remove their stuff.
Well, yoinking wouldn't trigger her, right? They need to die.
Oh no, I'm just saying like if you wanted to get rid of a unit.
Purple has cards that will bounce their unit to bounce another enemy unit.
That's true.
May Cry 3, yeah. She turns into a guitar after Dante kills her.
Guitar woman
Spoilers.
pog, dude.
And he uses it as a weapon.
Speaking of cards that can get out of hand once they start going, that new green card, Shara Ishvalda, that card is horrifying. Someone opened up just saving up and dropping 2 of those, and I was like, I lose. I mean, if I could draw like my seals and resets were good, but that
this
card
one?
is disgusting.
Yeah, I saw this
This is
and
what
I
I
was
was
like,
alluding to.
I hate this.
This is essentially one of those cards that just gets way out of control too fast for the opponent to react. And I've brainwashed it, but I don't think purple can do much. Skullduggery is another option. But yeah, there's not much to do against this. Like Rakoha, no, like Rakoha's not going to deal with this. Inner Demons, can't kill it. Yeah, it's pretty scary.
So
If you can get parry on it before it starts getting buffed, that is one option.
That's very specific, yeah. But
have you tried using a multi-hit attack on it? Will it literally shield the second attack?
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Tried it with Tenkoha. It doesn't work. It with Tenkoha and Tenora, and it didn't work. It lived.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I've been messing around with that and I forget what the name of the card. It's a 2 MP for green that works on monsters that will do. It gives it +1/+1, and if it's a monster, it gets it gets +2 HP. If it's a monster, it gets +1/+1, and then does 1 damage. So you can just trigger its shield and trigger its
30 sounder
damage game. It's great.
Yeah. Some really good actions that green got. I think Bombast is the best action they got.
Oh yeah.
Overall.
Bombast is amazing.
Dope.
And Glare of Contempt is also really scary when using the right.
Is dope. The art is dope.
Yeah.
Though there is some. I will say I love a lot of the quality of life changes we got, but we still really need to be able to see the cost of a unit's MP when they're on the board.
Yes.
We're having a lot of we're getting a lot more and more MP reduction without being able to see that information, and it's not even an issue of your opponent not knowing. Sometimes it's troublesome for you knowing as well.
Well, I will say when I held a Fate over a Chun-Li and it worked, I was pretty happy.
Yep.
I was gonna say, I was like, my Shield Spire deck has a lot of humans in it, and getting a 3-cost Ultra Lady Karin, I was like, that's major pog. 3-cost Explore Nero, so good, dude.
It's pretty cool, yeah. I got that multiple times, and the fact that it, like, even if you don't pull a human, that's fine. It's pulling a unit. Like, the fact that you can guarantee the pull unit now for 2 is really strong for green.
Yeah, it's not like previous cards where it's like if it pulls a unit, it gets this. It's like nope, you're getting a unit.
Right.
If it's and you can build your deck to more often pull humans. It's great.
I think.
And it has
common. Everyone should have this. It's crazy.
I think y'all already mentioned it, but Glare of Contempt giving Heavy Pierce.
Oh, I love it. I rolled Iowa with that today.
That's fucking gross.
So that's the caveat, though. Someone tried to use this on a 3 MP Karen against me, and it didn't work.
Oh yeah,
so, keep that in mind.
It's at least it's not dead with that, right? Like it's just a beast cannon at that point, and it's not necessarily bad. I've had to use it on a cheaper. It's like, oh, I need the attack. Losing that Heavy Pierces sucks, but it's not the most devastating thing.
I think that this was the epic, and Bombast was the common. I think they should have switched rarities. I think Bombast is epic tier.
Ooh, yeah, that's kind of a good point.
You know, whatever.
I try not to look at their rarity for how good a card is.
Well, I don't own any Glares, which is why I never noticed it until like it was used against me. I was like, oh, this is a card.
I used this on Explore Nero. That boy was coming in fucking hard. It was just like Explore Cat deck.
You know, I've never seen a jury with Heavy Pierce. If she kills with Heavy Pierce, does that trigger the Explore?
Yes. Anytime you deal damage to the hero.
Okay, cool.
I think it does. I've heard conflicting reports where the effect won't work unless you do direct damage to the hero, not indirect. Which is what Pierce is, I guess. But I don't know.
What?
It's weird, but yeah, Joker says it doesn't. We've talked about it before.
Is there a different card it works on? Is it like a case-by-case basis?
I don't know.
I want to say it happened for some other card, but I could be tripping.
We're kind of just bouncing around 8 gates. We're not like going over each individual card.
Yeah, I think we'll save that for maybe next time when we have a little bit more time to compile our thoughts.
We're gonna do the tier list next week.
Yeah, this is more of a gush stream, like new cards.
Tier list always
that panda.
That panda, dude.
So
yeah, I wanted to talk about that.
Have you seen how sad your MP bar looks when you have it out?
Oh man, it is urine from a dehydrated man.
Have had on the board.
Is the slow I like how the speed of it slows down. It does make me feel a little anxious, like, oh god.
So I've had 2 on the board at the same time, and it is hilariously slow. I want to get all 3 on the board, so it goes to 90% slowdown. It just basically looks like you're gaining nothing. I really want to see that.
I remember my
That'd be
first
amazing.
match. My first match with this, I was so excited because like I slapped him down, I gave him the banana, and I was like, and then they just never attacked. I was like, I have no mana to block other lanes. This fucking sucks.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's how I
say,
beat a
if you had 3 of
went
these,
around.
by the time your opponent gains 10 mana, you've gained 1.
It's so slow. It's insane.
The big brain thing though is you slap him down, let him take some damage, while you fill up your board, and then you seal and reset him with the new card.
Dope.
That's true. You can do that.
Uh,
I think Legend Feline can balance it out too, because the stack on that card is insane.
Mm-hmm.
To get hit enough times.
yeah, I got
Especially Feline with that new 2-cost card. I think it's like right above Snow Slider. I always forget the
Yeah.
name of it.
Sturdy Sounder
Yeah, that one. That
and deal it 1
works.
damage.
perfectly with the new Feline.
That one's really good. I don't know how many times you guys gotten the stack on Legendary Feline to work, but I've gotten it to the point where it just goes all the way down past the bottom of the screen, and you don't know how many stacks you have at that point, but your mana is going up so fast you don't even care. It's ridiculous.
It happened on
That's
the
at
official
least
stream
it
a little
does.
bit. There were a few hits, and I was like, dude, Pog, we got maximum mana in the house.
That's
say that's
kind of
like-
what.
It's like the biggest problem where like you just have a full board and you have max mana, and like you don't have any ascension, so you can't do anything. You just have to wait.
Hayakea was playing Panda and Spike Dive Bomb. Yeah, that sounds pretty good, actually.
We definitely need some of these effects to start getting consolidated on screen, because it's actually like I think becoming more and more of a problem. It's actually starting to happen last season with Denjin, where it's just like it's taking up so much space. I don't know what that last thing he played, what damage it's doing.
Well, that was a classic problem with Legend X, where he was getting so many abilities that the game didn't know what to do.
Yep.
With listing them all.
There was it? I think it was on the official stream. Had AAX eat a damned rook or a damned pawn, and it turned into something. Or no, wait, that was one of my games that
King.
happened.
Yeah. It was pretty crazy. Damned X.
The whole damn set, dude.
Yeah. It was terrifyingly strong. And just the counter damage was like 10. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, dude, the slow. I got rolled by this thing, Rush Rotor.
I love that guy.
Oh god, fucking cancer, dude.
This is a lot of what Green God is exactly what they needed. They needed buffs like from units giving each other buffs and not like needing to go into action phase so often, and also not getting like killed so hard from a unit being stolen. Like that's been probably the best thing is like I can buff my units. Oh, they stole it. Well, because it's not with my units anymore, it doesn't have those buffs anymore.
Yeah, and that's what
I do think,
sucked about Jill too.
yeah.
Action phase.
Like, I do think this card is awkward as a 4-cost, I will say. But there are ways to reduce the cost of these cards. So it's probably not that bad of an idea to use core with like a machine deck. I mean, 3-1-5 is pretty common in red for another machine.
Oh, I could put this in this deck.
Like 4-cost 1-5 is a little riskier in my opinion, especially when black becomes more apparent or more prevalent and shows up more. And trust me, there will be a lot more black in the near future. You're gonna have to be really careful with this one because he's gonna rush right into a tyrant.
Yep. But I do like parrying him with like if you have a Whitzel on board, right? He's safe from that tyrant.
Yeah,
The new
there's a
Whittle.
lot of cool synergy you can get. Yeah.
Any ideas on the mill function for black? I'm not sure, but I think there's something missing. I've the only experience I've had with that is watching Chris play a
it
nerd
looked
deck where he just puts
disgusting.
the fucking deck in his mouth and just chews.
And just outputs so much scary shit. It looks
You can erase
real scary.
Yeah. You
Delete
can erase
these
everything in
cards?
like the first minute.
Eh.
Just overwhelm the opponent. It's kind of crazy.
That RE4
I-
Foot Clan Ninja was looking better than I think we both thought it was going to be.
Yeah, he won me a couple games, but like you still run the risk of removing him. There's no real reliable way to draw him, as far as I know. But I really like the Executioner as well. He
didn't get
ended
it
up
all.
doing better than I thought. Even without the effect, he's just good as a stat stick with Heavy Pierce.
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
effect,
he's really strong.
it's the same
And-
cost as a fucking Obliterate. I love it.
Yeah, I really slept on the self mill idea, but it really helped with Black Crown, helping the gain mana with that cool effect. On top of removing cards, and then being able to add Revenge with the other card, Death's Executioner, I think it's called. Those two cards alone make that archetype viable. And like, it's funny because Legend Eater Nurg exists, but I think the best version of that deck doesn't even run it. I don't know.
It just seems like there's cheaper, safer options for getting through your cards, honestly.
Right. If you gain mana back for removing cards, why would you run Legend Nurg for 6 that lose 15 or however many? And then
I just
you're-
like it because it's good, but it's also still fitting that actual archetype that Black was supposed to be with high risk, high reward.
Right. So, it's interesting. There's so many different ways to build it, I think. Like I tried a version with Wesker, Art Destruction, and included more Revenge instead of self-damage cards, and it did just as well. It's really good.
I would just like to say that Add Jewel is the greatest card to buff Legendary Vial ever.
Yeah, so
And
you're going
Wesker
fucking ham.
actually also goes really well with
Yeah,
Wesker.
that card's really cool.
That's,
Yeah.
that's my new favorite.
Yeah. I ran into a Wesker that kept playing Sigma and then ascending with this and just doing it like over and over again. And yeah, he got that revenge count up pretty fast. It was a Bringer of Nightmares deck, so
God, so that means we're gonna be looking forward to. Yeah, Edgewell can infinite revenge as long as it's ascended on
as long as you
something.
keep ascending.
And there's the clip.
It might be best with Raging Demon though.
Which
Thirsty had a really good idea with it.
Thirsty, how are you getting extra mana from that? I noticed your MP bar was going up faster than normal.
Oh, that was me just testing in the double MP.
Oh,
Chronicle.
okay. I was like,
Oh,
am I
yeah.
on something? Because it looks like your MP is
All-
just flying up.
all the testing I was doing, I just generally try to do it in that double MP because it makes everything easier.
Uh-huh.
It's a common Sigma
Base-
with an extra hoop to jump
Yeah.
through. But the fact that it has
Yeah.
an introductory 3 cost instead of 4 is really nice too.
It's
Why?
cool,
Pairs.
but I like
Pairs.
it requires Ascension. Requires some work.
The only thing that would
Pairs
stop it
really
is
well with
Seal.
Second Wind and what's the other card? Mastery of Hado.
Oh yeah. Ah, yikes.
There's so many good ways for Black to gain mana. It's just so insane at this point. And man, I don't know. I'm really excited for Mono Black because they weren't really around much last season, and now they're like actually back, and they're back like big time. Like they should not be taken lightly. Granted, there's still going to be some dual color Black decks. I'm sure Kyle was doing the zombie nonsense with Ryu, and like you mentioned before, Hayake was doing Green Dive Bomb, but I think Mono Black is actually formidable now, and there's a lot of different archetypes to mess around with. Like Ouroboros is actually playable again, which I'm happy about. So yeah, as a
Mono Dive Bomb
Black
sounds
main,
good.
pretty damn good.
A lot of things just
That's-
sound good in Black, and it's nice because it's not like one mechanic just got pushed up. Like Ascension seems a little more solid, Revenge is solid, Self Mill Actions is solid. Just everything just feels more solid.
Ricardo is
Oh,
good. Yeah, I can see
the-
Ricardo with a Dive Bomb deck.
The more cards that we see with that, like when take damage and survive, the less effective Rathian becomes, I feel. Do you guys agree?
Yeah,
I was not a fan of Rathian when I was using her.
yeah, she's definitely a bit tricky. I mean, obviously the dream thing is her and Akinator, but that's still a little weird.
Yeah, when we saw this, it was like, whoa, that's really fucking good. And then, like, for me, the more of these cards that we saw with, like, when you take damage, it was kind of like, oh shit, this is actually a little dangerous.
You really kind of just
I
have
didn't
to
even realize.
keep up there.
It's right.
Yeah, like if you accidentally, you can put this out and then the effect goes on a fucking, what do you call it? There's that purple card that bounces cards of a certain HP value, which son of a bitch.
Rathian does not necessarily stack with Denjin, so it's a really weird interaction.
Yeah.
If she gets a Denjin, that's not going to increase the damage that goes on the other units. But if your units are Denjined and get that poison on them, they will be increasing their damage on themselves.
Oh,
Ow.
that actually makes sense.
Damn.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's actually really funny.
Also, I that was my night last night, was just coming up with weird things to try out and testing those out. Chill Penguin does not negate the poison damage, even though it's 1. He does not lower it to 0 because it's not considered battle damage.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Oh, Chris, how do you feel about Head Chopper?
Choppa?
4 MP. It's
just
a
double the
double
blockade.
blockade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about that one.
Oh, really?
'Cause, yeah, I mean, Blockade Strike already exists, so why would you run this?
It's true, but in a world where you could just drop this on a card, it's in the game. I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting in the way that you could just one-shot a slow tyrant.
I mean, the only thing I remember about this is the artwork and yelling, "Look out, feline," because that's not going to end well for him.
Yeah, I mean it's a heavy investment.
Mallet, how do you feel about Fury?
Feel about Fury? Oh, that card is dope. I mean, it's got low HP, but I kind of don't give a shit. It's something that gives you a new tool, and it has a high attack, which pairs nicely with antibody.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I like pairing it with antibody, but also if you really need that explorer, he's really easy to let die, which I think is a problem with a lot of on-death explorers. When you
Yeah.
absolutely need that thing, it's like he's not dying, he's staying out there, which means something could go wrong.
Yeah, I think I tweeted before the anxiety that happens when you have like a 2/5 that needs to die, and like it's just like shit. Do I just try to kill him, or do I try to get that force explorer and possibly lose both on a seal? Or yeah, this is just maybe just block with something and you might just lose it right away, which is good in some cases. But agility is a new tool for red, so that works for me.
That's pretty crazy.
And he's even
Jill,
in full
anyway.
Smilers mode, dude. Fucking picture day at school.
There aren't many how many demons are there in red?
There's a growing number of demons. I forget who was telling me that
See accounts, right?
humans and demons are pretty well represented in red.
And Lucia counts.
Let's look at.
Queen Bee is a new one.
Units. Hellbat, Blade,
Yeah.
Fury, Dimitri counts, Lucia, Frost, which
The
I think is a pretty
potentially
dope
infinite
card.
Blade.
Frost.
I want to put Frost in a Raging Demon deck. Just get that first Ascension Raging Demon, the second one, and have a full board of Frost.
Fucking mitosis, dude. Just
Yeah.
splits into two.
Interesting.
I thought this is super sick just because it's a good Ascension unit for red that isn't Dragoon. I don't know, I felt like all the Ascension stuff for red was like holding back a lot. It was like, kind of weak.
You got Evil Ryu and Spiral Pegasus.
We got Steve.
Fucking Steve.
The Steve I thought was going to be pretty good and ended up being...
But now you give him agility with your Explorer.
And he's on the ground Lucia. Steve Suicide is more like it, dude. Oh, how about the new QB? She's
Right.
Leon with a single target.
It's the stats are weird.
Yeah,
So you're
its
basically
stats
just
are
doing
weird.
this as an action. In flight, 3-2, might get a hit in.
But you
It's
antibody
a
it.
5 points.
I know. I look at every card and I'm like, but if I antibody it.
Every card in Mallet's Eyes has +1, +3, and a shield.
Yeah, dude. You get Blade, the Agility Blade. It's like antibody. That's Karin right there, dude.
Oh wait,
Karin
does she
with
work
shield.
off of both players' actions?
What? No.
Click her again.
Number of actions used in this battle.
Yeah.
I
It's
thought it
both
was
sides.
actions used by one player. Yikes. Zaraku killer? That's interesting.
I mean, yeah, but it's kind of weird, right? Because there's certain points where you just can't play this, right? Like
Yeah.
V and Nightmare are on the field, you can't play this.
Can if you're lucky.
Feline
Sounds
with
like a V
multiple shield,
problem and not a Jill problem.
Yeah, it's just weird.
It's funny because like once we found that Maverick's Memories was nerfed, the first card I looked to see was nerf was V. Oh boy.
And maybe if it was in front, that'd be huge.
Yeah, if you could control it, it might be better, but there's still a good bit of demons in red. It'll be interesting to see if demons could work out. You still got your boy Hellbat. Blade is pretty good. Who is another cloning card, pretty much. But it's in growth.
But you can infinitely grow him and then Grizzled Veteran.
Oh yeah. He's right, you know. Holy shit. Was thinking
Just
like
grow him, and then you need to fill up board spaces, so you throw out the Noble Death, and then you keep growing them, and keep Noble Deathing, and then you Grizzled Veteran.
a griddled veteran, dude. I fucking hate that card, dude.
It's a classic, man. I used to play that all the time. Or 3U.
You need to play the
Stuff is fun.
infinite unit deck. It's just all blades, all fucking furies, or not furies, all frosts. Just cloning everybody.
Ascend with the and then you could just like Rescuer Bullets, one of them, play him again.
Play them again. Yeah, we're just kind of jumping around. What other cards are jumping out at everybody?
Are we going by color, or can we jump around colors as well?
I'm doing it kind of tangentially, like whatever comes to mind. Be like, hey, what about this?
What about green and red and black?
I can confirm that Trinity is garbage.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Why?
we knew, but it isn't.
Yeah, I tried to use it and it just was never happening. So
It does get lowered if a unit is killed during that action phase.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you have a full board and it's like I have one dual color for that +2/+2 extra, yeah, that thing's just gonna get targeted. It's gonna die, and there you go. You just lost +2/+2. You're probably getting a +2/+2 to your board for 6 costs that you can literally just play any other board buff card that's in the game. Just play hope. Just play Hope for the Future at that point, and that hurts me to say.
Mhm.
They somehow made a worse Hope for the Future.
I did have
If it was-
Feline use it against me. Hope for the future. It's back, baby.
It just needs to be.
Never here.
It should have just been cheaper. There's no way it should be as expensive as it is.
Yeah.
And if there was concern about it in dual colors, then it should have just affected green. But yeah, I guess it's too early to say. I think it's the worst legendary, but I think purple is fighting for worst legendary as well. But it's up there.
Wait,
Right.
what's fighting for worst
This,
legendary?
This set.
Magnetism's pretty good.
Oh, I was like, a bad purple legendary? What are you talking about? I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about. But the important
No.
part is I got a
Also,
shiny one of those.
Though I still
Shiny
think like at least if you have like a full board, them wiping out one unit doesn't shit on that legendary's effectiveness. So it's something. I don't know how good that is, but
hand.
I was gonna say, I think we might reach a point. Speaking of green legendaries, we might reach a point where Natural Cycle makes a comeback now.
I'm already putting it back
because-
in.
That's
Yeah,
gonna
because
be
one-
the fucking trump card stopper.
Yeah, that's pretty clutch for stopping trump card, but also messing up purple, black, right? If they start doing like graveyard stuff, you definitely mess that up. And in general, like I've noticed, a lot of these feline decks just get so much mana they don't know what to do with it. So if they start including more actions, go through their deck faster, more Ascension, and it's kind of just like Yawn all over again, where generating so much mana from these extra effects and going through it so fast that you can just cycle through and get a lot of these key cards back, like Legendary Feline again, or the same buffs again and stuff like that. And I think that's pretty cool.
And eventually, it won't be able to be Maverick's Memories. Or maybe it can't now.
Maybe it
Don't
can't
know.
now.
Right. That's what I was saying.
We don't know.
So that's really key. That's why I think it makes a comeback at some point. But we'll see.
You're gonna have to start running Supreme Senjutsu if you want to stop that card. This is the
Oh, man, that
the
Rufus is
7
great.
cost purple card that if you have Explorers it goes down to 4 cost, but it negates up to 6, I think.
Forgot about that card.
It's
Card's terrible.
incredibly specific.
It doesn't reduce cost if you have it in your hand or pocket. You have to draw into it after satisfying the conditions in order for it to reduce cost.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I've tested it long ago. Like I did all the Explorers while it was in my pocket. It never reduced.
That makes sense. I kind of
It's
equated
terrible.
it to like MP plus 3 to refund you, but yeah, that makes sense.
It does the check the second you draw it. So if you already own it, it never does it. Maybe they fixed it, but as far as I know, all the way back then, it never reduced.
How about this fucking card? How about Trish? The Time Bomb Heart Tank.
I think it's pretty damn good. I know there's some people that don't think it's very good, but I've also just been in situations where it's like, oh, they dropped Trish. I only have like 1 attack units. I can drop it, but she's still gonna proc.
Yeah, I think there are some
Yep.
situations where she could pop off and be really nasty. But at the same time, if you go up against like red, they might have on play damage to just like spit at her and then kill her and be like, oh, okay. If Ryu's not around, she's pretty nice. Yeah.
Yep.
If this
That's the catch.
actually gets off, that's gonna be pretty nasty. 410 for 4.
Yeah. Like
Don't talk to me about checkmate. Checkmate makes me salty.
Oh, wait.
I mean, the whole purple chess
God.
piece or idea, like the demon idea, turning into like a 4's chess piece RNG mind game thing. I don't know how this came to be. It just feels like 4's part 2 or something. Like actual playable 4's. It feels amazing.
What, the chess pieces?
Yeah, just this whole. Like, I did not expect most of the demons to be 4-cost chess pieces that synergize with each other. Just really weird and crazy, and I like it a lot.
Just gets
Even if checkmate ends up not being good, I just don't like that card as a issue of, hey, look, green has something, let's do it better.
Yeah,
It's a board auto heal that, it takes a bit longer to proc, but it procs harder than auto heal. It's a faster healing once it actually goes off. It's a better healing when it goes off, and it's less committal. Yeah, Izzy, but you don't play green. You don't play auto heal. I have never seen you put an auto heal on something. So no.
How about
I don't use myself.
the award of shame going to Wounded Heart, dude? I looked at all the Explore cards. Every color got 1 Explore related card. This is the purple one. It's a big.
Where is it?
Give it like a D minus, dude. D minus.
Oh, right. This one.
Costs 4 to do
So weird.
a Crystal Hunter, and then it gives you, if you have 7 memory, it gives you a Trauma, which only saves you 1 MP off of a Dark Hold. So you're spending 2 to save 1. I guess
Yeah,
if you
I don't
really
know
want
why.
to make sure that halt doesn't get negated,
This is really weird.
it is a weird card.
It's very weird.
It's intended
Yeah,
to
it's
be
weird.
used with
but
new
with
gen.
new gen,
Okay.
yeah.
That's not bad. It's weird to see an action explore for something.
This is a case of red doing something better than purple.
Red 1, purple 25.
I'm just saying.
Checkmate, dude.
I'm saying it's a little weird to see it that way,
I
right?
know.
Yeah, there's no
Just
reason to
wait
use
for
this.
red to play the card and then play that 4 cost that takes it. There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna
Same
say,
thing.
just steal that fucker. I've had the saddest moment of like someone 4-eyesing Alia over, and I was like, man, they got a fucking armor. That's stupid. And then they use like new gen. I'm like, oh my god, fucking, we got a problem here.
So, I mean, since we're on purple and everything, not talking about this dancing cat yet.
Dancing
Is
cat.
that-
Has anyone had their shit stolen yet?
Have multiple times.
How's it feel?
I won every single game,
Oh.
so I didn't care.
Yep.
Just
Same
throw my
situation
negate,
for
just
me.
throw my Dante, I didn't care.
They're not stealing hard enough.
I went
guess
against
not.
a Plunderblade cat that was just all about stealing and milling my cards, and it was cool, but it's the same concept of when you go against a DD Wesker that runs, 25 destroys. It's like you're kind of making me not able to play a little bit, but I'm also hitting you, and you're not, so you're losing.
I fucking hate DD Wesker
And
with
this is
like too
kinda-
many destroys, dude. It's annoying as fuck. Cat never
It's
touched my
overwhelming, but
HP.
they're not like they're like never really doing much about it.
Stole my
um,
lib slash.
Yeah, but this is kind of what I've like been talking about before, where you're probably gonna get your stuff stolen, but will it matter in the grand scheme of things? Probably not. I mean, you might steal a game or two, but it's not gonna be consistent enough. I was trying to make a deck with these guys; it was like literally impossible. Like I was running into Ryu; that's already game over. I was trying to play, Bangle or Hookshot against the Feline. Guess what? Green decks are running 7 seals now, so luck, right? it's so insane right now that I can't imagine how anyone consistently steals with this card. And if they do steal, I don't even see it mattering.
Oh shit.
Because I didn't lose a single plunder deck today, and I ran into like maybe 8 of them. So, I
Tip
don't know.
played a game on the official stream, and he did have
Oh yeah, we saw
had
that.
some
Lost.
steals, dude. It's just like, oh shit, lady, oh shit, in the state of nothingness, oh shit, dude. Every steal
That's
was a
pretty
bit of a
funny.
pog, dude. It was like
That's pretty something.
not like this. How about the art on this?
I actually
fucking
have a
card?
clip.
Oh yeah, where's your clip?
Sent you guys a clip. I sent you guys a clip related to this card. I'll be loading in a second. So this happened in a match earlier. I was playing my Nkuha Demon deck, which is pretty great. And this clip happened against Stealing. So you can see this guy has Flight and Shield and is yanking a bunch of my stuff. And then you see the rest for yourself.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the idea of a steel deck as a dual color. It just doesn't seem like a terribly
think-
great idea.
It's not that, yeah, it's difficult to set up.
Oh. Oh. Cat is like, what the fuck do I do?
But he had so many cards in his graveyard.
Oh. Wow. What was this extra action? Oh, Yikes. You'll love to see it happen.
Not so good when your shit gets stolen, is it?
Dude, nice guy feline.
Oh man. Yeah, I enjoyed that. But, you know, it's a fun card to mess around with. But like I said, I don't think it will have that huge of an impact in the meta and in the grand scheme of things. But I don't know. Maybe someone will figure something out. But it's difficult at this point, I think.
Dude, I had my fun AAX transformation, dude. He turned into, or no wait, he stole the damn pawn's power, and then as soon as he hit the hero, he turned into a fucking knight. Dude, what a badass.
Yeah, the pawns are really fun, but they are random. If there's no other empty spaces on the board, and it turns into a rook, it's worse, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You could argue that the shield on the rook is pretty great. But I don't know. I'm on the fence about rook. Everyone's praising it right now. But I don't know. I don't have it in my main deck right now, but I might put it back in and give it another shot.
2 units for 4.
It can be really awkward at some points, and I found that having a rook on the board means that your opponent doesn't have to care about that lane for a while, which means, you know, we have to figure out a way to either ascend or buff it, or we're just doing one single damage in that lane the whole time, which can add up over time, but it's just a non-threat, and I'd rather have my every single lane matter.
See, this is what I was saying about Grimalkine and why I didn't like that card.
Yeah, it's kind of the same logic.
Because also I kept trying to use that, and it's like, yay, and then I could drop Nero in the middle, and it kept putting the 3 costs in the middle. It's like, please stop doing that.
Yeah.
Then I can't take advantage of Spiller. So yeah, I see why the rook is definitely awkward in that position, and it's why I don't like Grimalkine either.
If
I'm not a
any
fan
of
of
these
that
pieces
card.
had Ascension, if any of these pieces had Ascension, I would like rook a lot more. But it's just awkward right now.
Just put Oros in your
I
deck.
can't praise. Yeah, I can't praise the king and queen enough though. Like these pieces are insane.
Yeah, damn.
Especially
Queen's
together.
Little dumb. Little dumb.
Queens.
We needed
He's won
something
me a
with
few games.
agility and an MP line that makes it harder to remove, and more like
Dagger's like a build.
ascension, like
Yeah.
encouragement. And I figured,
And
hey,
that's
if
good
they
when it
want us
works.
to like shift off of memory for purple, I guess that's the way to do it. Make strong ass units.
Yeah, I'm really liking the whole demon idea. They are
set?
mostly 4s. Yeah, and using Witch of the Abyss instead of Buffet is actually pretty good, surprisingly. It ended up being, it's been performing pretty well for me so far, even in a meta where, you know, or the current state anyway, where you're running into a lot of green decks that run shields. This is still doing really well. So if you're playing a lot of demons, I would recommend Witch over Buffet, because I'm not drawing any like pocket stuff to make Buffet stronger, so it makes more sense to run Witch. But yeah, mileage may vary. But I'm liking it a lot with Tenkoha. The raw damage you can get with the damn Knight, since it gains flight on Resonate, you don't have to waste a hook shot or anything like that. You'll get flight right away, then you put Tenkoha on it, that's 10 damage right there.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
So, pretty nutty.
Does the game feel faster or slower?
Feels faster. Feels way faster.
We have units on the field. I guess it would feel faster because every time an action's played, it's kind of just like giving you a second. I mean, at the very least, like 3 or 4 seconds to think. But with units just hitting the board, there's a lot of like units that create other units that create babies.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes it
It's
faster.
more- Like, there's a lot of swarm options for every deck now, in every color, which is great in my opinion, because that was only the case for like some dual color decks last meta. And like I think I said this before, where the game is speeding up to a point where a majority of decks can't keep up, and the game either has to slow down or compensate in some way. And it looks like they're just compensating it and giving everyone the ability to do this now. So the fact that it's faster is okay, because literally like everyone can keep up now, which kind of slows it down at the same time, if that makes sense. Like it makes it more moderate speed in the end because you can keep up with each other or overwhelm. It's really cool. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
There's also the other side of that too. I think there's enough big play cards that can carry through their own to actually still allow for those slower plays at the same time too.
Right.
Like just that green card Shara and Valada, like if you get swarmed, it's like it's really scary, but you wait, you drop that down, it can probably board clear. And then also just little cards like easier access to spillover on a lot of units is like can deal with those big rush downs. There's just a lot more options. I did have a match where I was like, I was getting swarmed. I was like, I don't know what I can do here. And like, oh yeah, just gave Chris spillover from the Rufus Explorer and then gave him the +2 attack and heavy pierce, and he just board wiped. He became his own Brachydios.
Yeah, for now that we're talking about that, I think it's one of the best. Well, I mean, it's weird saying one of the best, and there's only 4 of them, 4 new explorers, but this
is really
explorer is so good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I envied this
Like
card being on a what do you call it, spillover, being on a 6 mana green unit. I could never use it. Or you could play Tweed, and Tweed's 5, and stats are awful, and gets it on death, so it can be
Tweed takes too long to die.
yes. Plenty of time for it to be sealed. Plenty of time for something stupid to happen. So
It's also 5 cost, right? Like people don't mind of
Yeah.
like, oh, I gotta spend a little extra to bounce it. I will bounce it because that sets you back. Like Rufus doesn't usually set you back, and he loves popping out with Chris anyway, so that helps out as well for ensuring that you get that.
Say there's multiple ways you can bring him out, which is what makes it really cool.
Yes.
Both him and Karen. You could summon them with Chris, but also going back to bombardment.
Bombast, 1
whatever.
cost. Let's go.
Yeah. So pretty crazy.
Very nice.
I guess you could. So if you draw him and make him 1 cost, and then you coral all humans, it doesn't become a 0, right?
No, they can't fall below 0.
I mean,
Or below
negative
1.
1 cost. You get MP when you play him.
I thought, yeah. It's really good.
I have been, I've been doing a bombast with Sherry, and that's been fantastic as well.
Yeah, that sounds really good. But then she could be Mavericked. Just kidding, man. What about Plant 42? I remember seeing this card and thinking, wow, that really rustles my jimmies, dude.
This card's really actually good. It's a little awkward because there's not like crazy creature support, but by itself is really good. And if you want to play a more, I think it's a good charge shot card outside of like needing to resonate all the time. This card's great. I was a little worried thinking that like, oh, it's got to be blocked, but if it hits the hero, it's still actually gaining HP.
Oh, that's right after doing battle damage. Yeah, so I saw this and it was just like, it's not too out of control, but I definitely respect it. What was the major yikes card? I think it's a black card that destroys based on HP on hits.
Anjareth. It's a 4-cost Anjareth. Yeah, that card's disgusting. He finally got a good card.
Crazy.
There it is.
No, wait,
Yep.
it's a
I
different
lost
one.
that.
I'm trying to think. Something else. Odegaard? No.
Well, for that one and specifically, if he attacks a 2/5 and that lowers him to 3, he does proc off of that.
Yeah. Disgusting. Which one was it? Something with like 9 HP.
I think it's the Odogaron, right?
I guess it would be this. I was thinking to myself, hey, if you clear that, it's gonna kill Claire instantly. Yikes.
What does the Odogaron do again?
That's it. Pulls a creature, or sorry, pulls a
yeah.
monster of 4 or less, and buffs it, and puts it in your EX.
also
Which
pretty-
it was funny because I've had a couple games where like both players end up benefiting off of something. Like someone played Odegaron, so I played the legendary feline in the same lane, so we were just tapping each other and just continuously getting benefits. It's like, We'll help each other out, dude.
Stack, man. So nutty.
I get
By the way,
mana, you get
PSA
units.
PSA to all the green players out there, because there's going to be a lot more. If something is getting buffed by another thing being on field, don't evasive action it. I've had that happen. I've had like a Grizzly Slash and an Iris, and so it's like it's a 3/4 Iris. Let me reset that, and it's like that does absolutely nothing.
That's not gonna do anything.
Yep.
Oh, I tried out the black green machine hybrid. I had a gate on the board along with a rush rotor, and my opponent decided to seal the gate. The gate still had agility, like it didn't care because rush rotor was not sealed. So yeah, it's very important to know like where the buffs are coming from.
Yep.
But what
Yeah, I've
about
had
Necro?
someone- I've had a raw Turtloid on the thing, and it was getting buffed by a Huixel and a Crescent, and they stole the Turtloid, and it's like, cool, you have a 1/7.
Yeah, Necro's interesting. It seems to fit more with black.
Interesting.
It's definitely seems like a black-green dual color, because there's also the Human Engineering card in green that's based on having, I think, 15 cards or less as well.
Oh yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah,
The fact that
this,
they're getting creatures is interesting.
this is a real fucking head scratcher because it's like, in the optimal situation, it is the same as a fighting spirit, which I already don't like.
But we don't have Fighting Spirit in green.
Oh man, you're really missing out.
I like +2/+2. It's nice.
First
But I'm not gonna play that card.
impression, what's the MVP of your color?
That's actually incredibly difficult, and this is actually a good point I think to make is it's really difficult because it seems like a lot of decks don't have an MVP for their deck overall. There's just MVPs for different types of builds.
Yeah, that's why I asked it. I wanted to ask a hard question.
Depends on the deck, but I have an answer. I guess I'm only doing black.
Yeah, I mean, focus on black for now.
I mean, for Ouroboros and Ouroboros alone, I would say Return of the Heretics. That card is amazing, and I can't believe they printed it.
Duboria's gotcha.
Seems to support multiple deck types, but it's definitely good in Ouroboros because you're getting 2 cards back from your graveyard at half cost. And there's really no downside to that. It would suck against like PD, but outside of that, it's really strong. But in black overall, I would say Black Crown's Madness is the best card they printed for black this expansion.
Yeah.
The payoff is insane.
I
for
saw
what it
you
does
using the simp card, dude. Fucking out of control, dude.
Yeah,
Cannot
simping for
believe that, dude. I thought
It's really
like it'd be
fun.
pretty decent for change form too.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, like you really have to like get your count all the way down to get that extra effect. Like the 5 or less cards is a bit more risky, which is why I'm not too crazy about Verdugo, even though he can pop off once you do activate him. You're waiting a while to get that to work, and again, you have to have the card in your hand while thinning your deck, which is not guaranteed. I think second place would be the Executioner Magini. I think this is a great unit that would fit in almost any deck. Maruno Monto is okay. Sometimes he clears the board, other times he just dies right away. I'm on the fence with him right now, but I think he's really good in the right situations. He isn't as amazing as I thought he was going to be. He's not like unstoppable, right? But yeah, I really like Crown the most, I think. I think that's like really good for not just the self-mill archetype, but literally like any black deck could use this if they wanted to. It's that good.
Damn.
It's free mana, basically.
It's free real estate, dude.
Exactly, it's free real estate. Like it's insane. That's what black needed, more mana gain, right?
Yeah. It's funny because like we were talking about like red needing proper mana ramp, and then it was just like trump card. It's like nope, it's too much, too much mana ramp, too much mana. What would
I don't know.
be
What about
the
you guys?
best card in red? I haven't been able to try out Lady yet. I feel like the potential is there.
She's disgusting.
She's disgustingly good because if you steal her, man, I hope you got humans. It's like you steal that card in Plunderblade. Oh, I hope I'm using some demons, which I might not be. So
Will's got a point.
best card is our sitting president. Yikes, dude. Yeah, I kind of think best card in red might be Lady, but yeah, the whole thing with synergy really depends. Trump card is going to be very interesting because haven't been able to use it because I've been playing dual color stuff, but I think that
Should.
it's very interesting in the idea that it's like when you think the game's over, there's a good chance it's not over. You know, I could play this card with no MP to block and then suddenly just drop FD Ryu, put an antibody on it, and have a chance to succeed.
Yeah. You need to use this in Jill. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, mono
It's
red.
auto
I'm gonna
for
definitely.
This should be used in red. I think it is the most important card that red has gotten in a while. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I think it's the same with like Agent's Memories, where you kind of, even before it's played, you have to be aware that it could be played. You have to respect it before it's even played. Feels like a brainwash almost.
Getting the same mana as a brainwash.
But you have to sacrifice something for it. Brainwash is just like, you lost 7 mana.
Did you see what Iowa was doing with Dive Attack Trump?
Dive Attack Trump.
In a deck of like nothing but legendaries, and once he got a decent hand, he would just use Trump right away. He didn't care what the board state was or what his opponent was doing, what point in the match it was. Like 10 seconds in, who cares? Use Trump card, play all the legendaries, dive attack, win the game. Silly.
Oh no.
A couple times. Somehow.
That's funny. Shit, dude. I prefer more of a build-up game, but I could definitely see that being super fucking annoying against
Good one
Jill
be first.
too, when she has to fucking build up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's pretty silly.
I don't know. I kind of think Lady. Just for my playstyle in particular, I think I love it the most, just because if it is stolen, well, what are you gonna do with it?
Yeah. I like the demon effect with her too. It's very lore friendly, but also, nice little buff.
Yeah, even
Does-
without a demon on the field, I could still antibody it to a 310 if it. God, if she gets the buff though, 512. Yeah. Damn girl.
It's funny when I forget who it was. It might have been Iowa as well. Had Lady in hand, and the opponent had V and 2 nightmares, and it was like, oh, sweet, Lady value. Like, buff against those nightmares, die instantly. Like,
That doesn't
Sweet,
stack,
man.
right? You don't get 4/4 if there are two demons.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I would.
I
Should've
don't
won.
think there's one.
I would assume not. I was gonna say if it did, okay, I'd have a problem with it because it's ridiculous. What about green? How are we feeling on green?
Green's tricky because there's not really. I mean, if we had to go with a single card that doesn't require synergy, because that's the thing, is none of these work very well on their own. I kind of want to do, say, Shara Ishvalda. There's no card that comes out that's more terrifying and needs to be dealt with in green without like jumping through hoops.
Agree.
It's just scary. Like, and this thing can work in anything. Like, right, like obviously it can work really well with monster synergy, but you don't need the synergy. This card doesn't need anything. You drop it and you watch them shit their pants. This thing is gonna give Denjin problems. It gives a lot of things problems, really. And you do want to make sure you're running seals and negates for this thing getting stolen as well. It is a huge mana investment, but it's pretty scary. But like beyond that, I think just really what helps green is the fact that there is a lot of synergy with the cards that they have that don't require going into action phase. and that's really what they needed.
Dude.
Curious Cat Feline's going to be a big MVP. That cat's going to be in a lot of decks, but that cat also just can get insane with the right synergy built up for it.
My experience is
Fun
running into
card.
a bunch of black heroes where it's just like kill the cat, and it's like, well, all right, I wanted to have fun, but guess not.
It's going to be interesting, right? Because there's that balance, right? Where, you know, there's a lot of green going on right now. Well, if you want to ruin green's day, play black.
Yep.
Black is really strong right now. People are messing around with purple, which will mess up black. Then people want to play red, that messes up purple. So we're kind of like in that, I don't know, circular meta again, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But there's I mean, it's nice because we're back to the point too where some of this stuff is there's tech for it, right? Like obviously you're gonna throw a really Shara is just gonna be vulnerable to, but it could be vulnerable to Murderous Spike, so that's gonna be scary. But there are cards to buff it, right? You can have that new. He pairs really well with that new Sturdy Sounder. The 2 costs, and also I mean, like if you need a gold orbit to avoid a obliteration, there's no reason not to gold orbit.
So scary, gold orb. But I did want to say with Shara, I'm glad you brought this card up because, yeah, I looked at this card and I was having a lot of trouble against this card today, and then I was thinking about the tier list we're gonna make next week, and yeah, I was thinking of putting this one up pretty high. Spoilers.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I saw that and I had to like stop and think like, no, no, just can't.
You do against this, Mallet?
What? Well, you'd have to pretty much play Claire, and then antibody it, wait for it to hit the shield, hit both your shields, and then wait for it to trade again, and hopefully the green player doesn't do anything.
Yeah, they can't heal it or shield it.
That sucks because
Just
usually
live
10
flash
HP
it
is
immediately.
yeah, dude. It gets its
It needs
own
to be a
shield.
common trend right now. When you play against green, it's like, please don't shield this unit, or please don't heal this unit. I just want to kill this thing, please.
God, that
They either have
fucking
it or
means. You know what this means, right? If you wanted to like lib slash it, and you a green player don't have a shield, I'm gonna use good news, bad news. Smile. Would
could
give
do
it a
that.
You
shield.
could do that. You'd have to Denjin lip slash this,
God.
or Ashley lip slash.
And then that's when you use the Sturdy Sounder, which gives it a shield. Plus 2 HP.
Yo, Pygmalion wants to know my opinion on anti-disestablishmentarianism. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not in the know enough. But
The bright side to this guy though is he is 8 cost, so that is still a huge investment. It's going to be one of those things where if he does, when he becomes more prevalent, not if he becomes more prevalent, when he becomes more prevalent, when you see the green player stop, you know it's coming. Same thing of like when you know a Tiger X is coming.
you know Living Death is coming because it's the same cost.
Right. Like that's where black comes into play, because even though they can't, fate or DD this or, executioner this, they do still have heavy destroys that can clear this out. But, it's a matter of drawing it at the right moment and maybe having enough memory for the case of rebels, or just waiting for the board to be clear. Like it's still conditional. So this card's scary for a lot of matchups.
Well,
Purple can only brainwash it, right?
Does Rebels have a MP requirement for
No.
its random target?
Any.
Okay,
Any.
so you don't need the MP if they just drop that and it
Right.
don't have another unit.
Pygmalion wants to
It
know
can-
about
it can work.
Panda.
Panda's also an MVP.
Panda's dope.
Panda's a
dude.
big MVP.
Pretty
I don't
crazy.
fucking care how much it reduces your mana. I mean, it sucks, but at the same time,
Good design.
that boy is thick.
That's actually good design in my opinion. Like they made a tanky card for green, and punish your mana ramp as a result of it, and I think that's really cool. Like, we need more cards like that. I'm glad.
This is absolutely-
like that.
This is absolutely a card green needed. I've already been in situations where it's like, wow, I just got everything wiped, but I could drop this guy to stall out. It's a weird stall because I am losing mana, but it still keeps me alive and is winning trades.
I was using this in my my one deck. Oh, I was using it in my Green Dragoon deck. So I have Grizzly. Grizzly and then Pandemonium, dude. 6/8. Damn.
Damn.
Boy is thick. Which I still really like that deck that I made. You still make some pretty strong looking boards. The only thing that fucks you up is cool game.
Right. And Black's in a state where they have to include all those heavy destroys, but they definitely work. I guess if Zero is still around with Rakoha, you're going to see Soul's Return. But that's just a slight inconvenience, right?
But who would want to remove cards from their deck?
I was playing that Nurg self-mill deck and getting my cards stolen, and I was like, this guy's actually helping me.
Thanks.
Helping me reduce my card count so I can play these stronger cards later, or much faster, I mean. It's insane how that helped.
It's that really nice friend that comes over and offers to help you move. You just give him some pizza.
He stole one of my games and I didn't care. All right, kill one of my cards. Go for it.
I had a couple Snow Sliders in my my Green Dragoon deck for a hot minute, but even on stream here, I think we pointed out, what card was it? I forget what card it was, and I was like, oh, I think it was Rush Rotor. I was like, oh, I'm gonna put that in, but I don't know.
Okay.
Snow Slider.
Snow Slider is interesting to me. I think it's a little awkward, but
It's a little awkward, but
Yeah.
it was a nice cheap body and occasionally nice if you have Grizzly on the field and it's like 3/1 with a shield. Damn, it's like Rose. Okay.
Someone used this and buffed their Iris, of course. That was kind of annoying.
dude, she got unnerved
buffs.
health.
So,
Whoa.
yeah, it can be pretty good as a starting play, I guess, but you know, I guess the fact that it's a built-in shield means it's gonna do something.
It's gonna
but
hit
it's only
too.
doing one. So yeah, it's not that exciting. But a lot of people are playing it. It's interesting.
I mean, I guess it's nice to be able to like buff your hand and just have it there before, but
Right.
I kind of like Memory Iris a little bit better, but you don't have to worry about the memory, I guess. But I don't know. It's the Snow Slider's awkward to me.
Do you think the meta is going to stay on track with a tribe focus, or is it going to go to best played available?
Mm,
And that's up to
I'm
the
not
players
sure.
to figure out.
If my early ranked indication or experience is any indication, then people are just gonna be degenerates. Who the hell needs new cards when you can play the old cards? Teehee, I still want to play Denjin.
I do think there's enough things to give Denjin and Rakoha trouble, but I do think you're gonna still see the brain dead decks that are annoying, like Ashura Senku and Charge Shot X, because there's no reason not to.
Mhm. Well, I saw Valstrax with Feline Shield, and then I saw Acilos with Feline Shield. Pretty annoying.
Pretty annoying.
Those are now possible, by the way. So if we see a lot more Feline and Green, I would recommend Green to run at least 6 seals, maybe 7.
Oh god, it hurts.
You'll definitely get a lot of value out of every single seal. Like I've had 3 disarms in my Feline deck, and they have never bricked. They have never found a bad target. I mean, that's just the state we're in right now. Everyone wants to experiment and run these conditional engines. So yeah, seals are very good right now.
God, that hurts.
And if there's light units, you want to seal them or run that anti-air card, I guess.
Hey, that anti-air card is, like I said before, it is super satisfying. Even if it gets blocked,
Yeah.
I don't even care, bro. That Valstrax is on the ground now. That's hilarious to me.
What else did I see? I saw a Diablos shield deck. That was really annoying.
Day one burn
so yeah.
Dante, dude.
It's interesting. I think Feline is very playable, though. Out of all the arts, I think Shield Spire's the best. Oral has potential, but it might take some time. And Plunder's just a meme, I think. It's too random.
Yeah, it's either you build your deck around Plunder to play 100% based off the cards you're gonna get, and it's not that good, or try to build a regular deck, and it's like, yeah, you'll steal some cards, but you have a hero art that's not really having direct impact, and you're kind of better off playing the other two, especially for consistency.
Jonathan has offered up the idea of Popo Karamu as a topic. How do we feel about it?
Actually, don't need to craft it. Yeah, it looks strong. I saw Iowa mess with it a little bit. He played it and then it got bounced. Something.
Ew.
So yeah.
It reminds me of Stinger.
Got bounced by It's
Stinger's a 3/5.
It's interesting.
For 4, right? Is it?
Yeah.
With the besieged effect?
Yeah, it's similar to the Scorpion.
Yeah.
It's besiege on growth, basically. Yeah. But this is based off of cards remaining, and 15 or less is a really good number for black, because a lot of other cards require 10 or 5 remaining. So 15 remaining actually is pretty easy to get to compared to those numbers. So this is very playable. I haven't crafted it yet because it's an epic.
Stinger does not have revenge.
I'll have to mess with it, but it looks fun.
Yeah, this appealed to me just as an interesting card. I don't like the besieged effect as a red player. It's one of my least favorite things, but
A lot of it now. So you can give it revenge. You can give Stinger revenge, but it doesn't have it built in.
Oh yeah, you can give revenge with what card is that?
It's Executioner. 2 cost.
Oh, fuck me, right? Dude, that's... I forgot it was that card. That's strong as hell.
Really good. I've given revenge to 8. I've given revenge to Executioner. I've given revenge to Verdugo. Just in case.
Stop it.
It didn't die, so it didn't matter.
Fucking stop.
Still, it's pretty damn good. Even when you have no cards remaining, you still want to use it. If you have at least 2 units on the board, you'll give them revenge.
You gotta keep developing that Uro. I want to see more Uro stuff.
Uro's interesting right now because it is still a slow deck and it needs to rely on those heavy removal tools to keep up still. But there's a lot of potential. Interesting, but I think the self build actually.
The shark seems good. Zam Trios. Oh yeah. The shark. This is a nice little shield breaker. Random. No, it's randomly friendly unit. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
it's more to
Yeah.
potentially like proc himself, right? Because if he gets counter damage, if he procs himself, he only takes 1 but goes up.
Ooh, I see.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of
Card's decent.
Flame Hyanard. Who starts making your units deal damage.
We didn't talk about red machines too much with Hyanard, but people were telling me I should try that out, but I didn't have time.
I do
Hyanard's
have
gross.
1 Hyanard on
Actually, I
my
didn't.
Green Dragoon deck. He's pretty good.
So is red-green machines a thing?
That's what my Green Dragoon deck is. Basically 100% machine. Where is it? I offered this deck up to the Play TEPPEN crew, and they mostly recreated it. And I think it's a lot of fun. And it's 100% machine. So and how many actions? Not even that many. 7 actions, so 23 units. So you have a really high chance of having a hand full of machines to hit Coral on, and everything gets cheaper. It makes Dragoon and Artifact X playable, and then you're off to the races.
Have you thought about trying new Nico in there, or is that just like a little too awkward?
Ooh, that's a good idea, but it would reduce the amount of. I could give it a try. I was thinking Oh, you know what? Is Iris considered a? Oh, she's in the machine still. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe in like place of some of those allies consolation.
Alice
Potentially.
Constellation's kind of nice too, but I could see Nico. Yeah.
I've seen that.
It's really nice to have something in response to other things, but it also kind of reminds me of a unit-only deck. Maybe I just caught the fucking bug. I just like.
I've been having trouble getting actions into my deck lately. Honestly, I just keep. It's like, oh man, 29 units. I probably want like one action in this.
There's just been some huge pog moments with this deck already. Just the idea of you put Tortoise out. I think it's happened a couple times now where I had a Tortoise, Grizzly, and Turtloid on the field, and your Turtloid is up to like 6 attacks, 6, 10.
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
Over.
And like you put Spiral Pegasus down, and like if you get the turtle bonus, man, get that nice splash damage, and it's 4/4. Yeah,
That's pretty good.
I'm not sure about Rush Rotor yet though, because I feel like I did play against somebody who used Rush Rotor with like Iris and Lair, and it was like, okay, so your mana units are trying to kill themselves on me.
So, Sammy points out, I don't even know which actions to put in decks. This is something we can go over, and I think it will be really important for people that might have the same issue. The thing that I go by whenever determining actions after I'm good with the units is figuring out the color's strongest suits. So I mean the easier choices, right? For green, you probably want to include some shields, some seals, right? Maybe an evasive action. For black, you want some destroys like Fate, or anything else that benefits the cards that you're using. Purple, well, pretty obvious, you want negates. Maybe some cards like Foresight to draw to your pocket, or the bounces with Demonic Intimidation. Red, you probably would do either little to no actions, depending on like what you're doing. Like Human Ryu doesn't use many actions, right? Or very specific legendary actions seems to be common for red decks. But obviously, if you're playing Jill, you're going to be playing a lot more actions. So, it's a good starting point. What do you guys think?
About the ratio of actions, or
like what to include, right? Because like there's so many new interesting actions, right, that would work with the cards that you're using, but do you want to include those over some cards that might be considered to be auto-include, right? Like shields, for example.
Yeah, I think a big part of it too depends on what you have right now, right? Because like shields have become a lot awkward with a lot of when this thing takes damage. That's not to say they're necessarily bad,
Right.
but you're also delaying that effect quite a bit.
Good point.
That's a cool way to steer people away from shields, by the way, is the if they take damage. Yeah.
And
Especially with,
honestly,
like, Shield Spire.
a lot of the things, the synergy that's been added, you're kind of better off just making sure you can continually proc that synergy versus keeping something alive. I think that's what's kind of helping out a lot of decks. It's not like I need these actions to make sure this unit lives, because if it doesn't, then I'm just set so far behind. Now, because of the synergy of everything, it's like I'm okay to just play this then, and then this, and then this. It's constantly moving and going. Like, I try to fit in more shields, but it's also like I'd rather have more creatures and more dual traps to make sure I proc Nero, to make sure I proc Great Jaggy, who was a basic card, by the way. We didn't talk about that. Card's fantastic for creatures.
Yeah.
So I think if you're focusing pretty hard on tribes, it is a little trickier to fit in these actions, just because they kind of make sure they make it difficult to fit into that synergy, to make sure you're always proccing that synergy.
Which card was it?
Hopefully that
It's a 4-cost creature,
Basic,
Great
basic.
Jaggy. Yeah, it's a basic. It'll be like a bit more. There he is.
I mean, he's you know,
Pretty fun.
says great right on it, dude. He's a great Jaggy. It's great.
Yeah. As long as you have another monster on the field, this thing is a 3/7, and that's fantastic for 4 cost.
Yeah, that is.
And it's really not hard to have a monster on the board with green right now.
The other basic I was impressed by was this just basic 4/4, like no muss, no fuss. That's a pretty good stat line. Like you compare
pretty
to
nice for
Carlos
green.
3/5, 4/4's still gonna do some work.
They'll trade, but then Carlos still gets the shield, so Carlos is still a little bit better.
Oh
in
yeah,
that
yeah. I'm not
regard.
talking about like that matchup, but just in general, there are some things where that 4 attack is gonna help out.
He's a great Hakai card.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you put that in front of a fucking Iris, it will lose in 2 hits. Or Iris will lose in 2 hits.
By the way, I was testing it off on the side. Maverick's Memories works exactly the same as it was before. The card text is just wrong. I just negated a 6 cost with it.
Should have kept your mouth shut.
That's pretty important for everyone
People
out
just said
there.
that. Nope. Don't worry
Ignore
about
the
it.
text.
Don't worry about it.
I should have recorded it,
Don't worry
but
about it.
I didn't record it. I'll
you should
record
go watch
it. and I'll
Thirsty
post
stream
it.
if you want to see more testing. Yeah.
I had a feeling.
This is why everyone's okay. I always stress this point, but I think this is the best proof of this. When I say, yes, I know what the text says, but it's important to test it because TEPPEN is TEPPEN. You can't trust the text.
Damn. they're like, that's an easy way for them to like kind of see how we feel about it. They're like, what if we just put the text in there? Get the reaction and be like, okay, they like it? Okay, let's do that.
I had a feeling.
Damn.
I'll record it this time because unfortunately it was against the AI, so it doesn't save a replay.
Oh, yeah.
Need answers.
Gross. Don't like it. Should have nerfed it. Fuck it.
You gotta wait till August.
No, dude, the SoundCloud, I gotta write it down. I need that,
Got that
Bill
preview.
O'Reilly. Fucking thing sucks, dude.
Live.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can deal flight to a unit with 5 now, which is great.
That's pretty good. You could deal flight to it. Dude, it's amazing how I'm still fucking pleased by hitting a Valstrax with it, even though they shielded it. Just to see that thing come down to the ground, I'm like, yeah, suck it, bitch.
Just being able to remove flight for 1 is insane. It's really big.
You don't have to waste a seal on it. It's cheaper than a seal. It'll be
It's
around
really
in
nice.
one set, and basic seal won't be, or not basic seal, but core seal will not. That's another thing, is they got a 3-cost basic seal that at first had me scratching my head, but then I realized that they're not going to have disarm in one more set.
Yep, that's also like a good indicator that core is going to be gone. So that's the importance of adding that, which is probably why we got a seal within the actual set and a seal within basic.
Huh.
And we
That did
finally
not occur to
have
me.
a seal that we can use in Grand Prix. God damn it!
The 6 Grand Prix coming up, by the way.
Yeah, we have those again. It's amazing.
And the tribal tournament's coming up too.
Which is the other good stuff.
That's the other thing. Gotta quickly make
kinda
bets for
hard.
that. Yeah.
It's kind of hard. Like now, it's just because before I had it in my mind, it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and now that we're playing, it's like, there's so many cool options. I really don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because I mean we'll create a nice tier list next week, but we have that Strimmer tournament this weekend that is gonna have tribal stuff, and yeah, we get to see early ideas for decks. Not sure if it'll be. Oh, that's right. The Monster Hunter EXGP just restricts the heroes to the Monster Hunter boys. Or girls. I don't know if Feline's a girl. Astless is a monster.
It's gonna be Feline or Nerd. Maybe there's a decent raft deck. shows up, but I think Nurg and Feline are going to be really strong.
But did you see Iowa's trump card deck?
Right. Yeah. Trump dive attack.
Oh man, my daily quest was play ranked mission. That sucks.
You can't do that.
Wah.
Wait, are we fixed yet? Anyone try it?
Oh shit, Mr. Get Smoked is here. He knocked me out.
Nope.
Iowa.
Hi.
Oh, he's here, dude.
What I miss?
Nothing.
Everything.
Okay.
I gotta move everybody around again.
In case you
Yay.
missed it, Iowa, we tested it out. Maverick's Memories works the exact same way as it was before. It's just a text error.
We do this? No, wait. Do this. No, wait. Do this.
Amazing. Freaking fantastic.
It's definitely
I
something
feel
coming
like-
in August that they posted ahead of time.
Look at this beautiful layout.
Convinced.
That's gonna be my like go-to layout when it's just like, oh, we're in the wrong formation.
This is our BRB screen.
Smoked.
BRB, dude, get smoked. Can you put it on the cat, dude? Where is it?
Classic.
We're all get smoked. We got our appropriate color hats on.
I know, right? Dude,
Yep.
ranked is still not working though.
That's a
Who
shame.
needs rank when you can play free match?
Free.
My daily mission is to play free ranked, so I need it.
Oops.
It's not like you have 3 missions.
I only have one,
Yeah, see, you're fine.
You're fine.
but
You're
I want to
fine.
do them now. That's my cat. It's Starbuck.
Well, now Iowa has to weigh in on every single card that we talked about before while I play this game.
Trump card is awesome.
Yeah, Iowa. Why did they feel the need to give purple a heal?
Which heal?
The growth card.
Growth card?
No.
That's probably bad.
Metal Gear.
It's
It is
not
not
bad.
bad.
It's really good. It's honestly, I think it's one of the best growth activators in the game because it doesn't brick without growth.
Oh yeah.
I haven't really tried purple growth yet, but I wanna.
Also,
It's
I know people are just gonna use it to heal Oro in a mono deck, and that disgusts me.
Maybe.
I went through the purple cards when I was deck building, and for some reason I just do not remember this card.
It's
It's an
the
epic.
frozen. It's on your wallpaper on your phone.
Yeah, it's frozen feline.
That card is
Wall
good.
is behind it.
Card's real good.
If it's so good, why don't I play
Pretty
it?
solid.
I'm just kidding.
Because we can't play rank.
You can't play ranked.
That's good.
I apologize. I actually don't know what's going on because I just got home and I didn't look at the cards.
Oh shit.
I wasn't
Okay.
able to watch you guys' stream either.
We'll say that we did go over what we think are the highlights, like the standout cards and like the best card for each of our colors. So if you could tell us what you think is the standout for purple, be cool.
I mean, honestly don't know. I'll have to check. Ooh,
It's all good.
sorry guys. I had to get comfortable.
It's all good.
How dare you?
I'm opening up
Just
my
get
plant
smoked.
right now. Yeah, get smoked.
Just get smoked. Oh my god, I just
Did you
need
guys
this X.
pick one for me though?
Pick a what now?
Did you guys pick a card for me? Pick a
Yeah,
card
pick
for
the growth card.
Okay. Okay.
I think, for me, it's a toss-up between Damned King or Damned Queen. I really like those cards the most, and they really stand out for me.
Oh my
Pretty
god.
damn good.
I just need this X to fucking use a 6 cost so I can test this thing, and he's not doing it. And he's gonna kill me with Rajang. This is horrible.
It's funny.
It's not. Please use it. Fucking
Kit.
baiting me.
I laugh every time.
Okay. Bye bye shield. Make all this shit cheaper.
What's your best impression of it?
Shocker.
What?
This purple card gives 3 HP to a unit. What the? Fuck?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we were telling you.
I thought you meant like life healing, like heal your
No.
life. Oh, this
No,
is some BS.
It's dumb.
What the heck, man?
They're
This is
gonna
some
use it on
bullshit.
Oro, and I hate it.
That's disgusting. Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They already power crept Ironic Fate, but they put it in purple.
That's stupid. Why would you make Oro and Argus Axe and then put cards that buff?
See, I was confused, Iowa, because I feel like you hate the idea of being able to heal them easily.
I do. I hate Oro with a passion. That card should not exist.
Okay, cool. I'm always confused.
Damn.
That makes sense to me.
Anyone see that fucking game?
Like, see, I'm just completely against any cards that just poop on a color for no
Poop on
apparent
that
reason.
color.
Yeah, and now
Move
it's become easy to do it in a mono. You don't even have to do the dual color shenanigans.
Can we have more growth cards, please? Sure, they're purple for green.
I think it just irritates me too because like they put in Ironic Fate, but that is awkward in green because they originally balanced green's growth around Nero's true power, which is all these 5-cost growths. So it's really hard to grow them off of that. But every other color, for the most part, has cheap costs because they don't have true power. But now they put this in purple, and now they get really easy access to growing their cards. Like it's growing 5-cost Dante is super easy now with that thing.
All right. So you guys ready for my best card in purple?
Yes.
Xeno Jiva. Which
What
one?
was it?
Namia. It's the 5-drop epic. 5-drop epic dragon.
Is that one?
Yeah, that one's pretty tight. I'd
Okay.
play it in 0 control.
Whoa, it makes a sound, dude, when that fucking panda hits the field. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's stupid. Crazy.
I forget what that does. I have to look it up.
It's like after it takes damage and it survives, it returns a 3 HP or less
Oh yeah.
of your
Yeah,
opponents
yeah,
back into their deck. That card is really good for control decks.
But
There's a
Iowa,
similar
you
one
can
for
heal it
black.
now.
Oh yeah, we can play Uncanny Chill and give it HP, so I get more mileage.
That thing is, it's only 1 HP lower than green's best 2-cost healing card. It makes me sad.
Look, Green already has, had their run. Okay.
Yeah, we had our 2-month period. Now we need to let purple shine because they only had a 4-month meta.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So what's this shenanigans with machines? Looking at.
cheap ass machines. Welcome
Yeah.
to fucking Mount's cheap ass machine fucking store, dude.
Okay, now I have something to actually complain about in
Ooh.
favor of purple. Why does checkmate require a target? This is the same problem with leap.
Yo, Neon Tiger is nasty. In tribal.
Tiger? Yeah.
I shouldn't have put Grizzly there. What am I doing? Put this down now. Yeah.
Blow the horn.
Well, I hate to be that guy, but what do you guys think of, the new cards and this upcoming tournament on Sunday?
It's gonna be
Check
wild.
the VOD.
Do you think Dungeon's still a problem?
No.
I think Dungeon's less of a problem.
Dope.
I actually think the
There's
biggest
a lot of
problem.
variety.
I don't think it's a problem for the tournament, but I think overall for the meta for this 1 month, the biggest problems are going to still be Ashura Senku and Charge Shot and Blazing Wall Rathalos.
I feel that.
First shot I can see. The rest I don't know about.
I actually still definitely see it with Ashura Senku. Maybe less Blazing Wall now I think about it. I still see it as a problem with Ashura Senku. I know we got the 1 cost to get rid of the flight, but getting rid of its flight still keeps it with a Resonate. And once it dies, they still have Hatred Reborn to keep bringing it back. I think, and when I say that, it's in terms of just annoying, frustrating to play against and high rolledness.
I'm thinking of the decks that I'm gonna bring. or I guess one deck I have to bring, right? It's only one deck, like side cards or whatever. I'm not too worried about flight. You know,
Yeah,
I say this now, and I'm gonna be. So.
Yeah, I'm not specifically talking about for the tournament. I just mean in general for this month in the meta.
Oh, yeah. People are definitely going to be playing the same old stuff because that's been established and it worked so well for so long. But I don't know. I could see some of that stuff falling out. Green is definitely running a shit ton of seals. I know that. So
You just told everyone to run a bunch of seals.
people are already doing it. I don't have to say it, but yeah, I think you should.
That's how it was
talking
with
about-
Yon too. It was just like you should probably run like 3 or 4 seals, and everyone was like 7.
Oh shoot, Tarako. Playing against Tarakomon.
Yeah, I see
Good.
that.
Steal his free play points.
Steal his free play.
What's he using?
Ashura Senku. He's like, I just want to play free match just so I can fucking win, right?
Really?
That's
Damn.
disappointing.
That's saddening.
I just, you know what? I can understand trying hard in rank. I don't. Well, he played a gate, so that's better. I'm no longer annoyed.
Played a different unit. I guess this is acceptable.
Isn't it a gross world when you see an Ashura Senku play a gate? It's like, oh, okay, that's reasonable.
Thank God.
Oh, that was a nice
Grounded
play. 3 gates? What the
I'm
heck?
like way behind.
All 3 gates, dude. He's there. Present.
The gatekeeper.
Yo, Orchestra is nice. I like it. Do you have any 6 drops in this deck, Mallet?
I do. Dragoon. And AAX.
Okay, I like this. You have my attention.
Get that fucking speed. Hit him with the
Yeah,
quickness.
yeah, let's go.
Look at that mana gain.
This is spicy. I like it.
So, thoughts going out to you,
Oh,
Red
shit.
Cap, for your great cat. Hopefully, he gets better soon.
Yeah, cat, a cat. Oh yeah, red cap. I really hope the cat pulls through. That sucks. I would lose my mind if anything happened to Starbuck or Siren.
Likewise. I'll keep Metsu in my thoughts.
We'll make a Metsu Shoryuken deck.
That's what I was thinking. What the heck did Tarako build?
What has he done?
This is basically
It just looks like
it's basically mono Ashura with tyrants.
Has there been any new cards?
no.
No,
Okay.
It's just
pretty standard stuff.
playing to win.
3's package tyrants.
Dude, he's giving you 30% MP buff with that.
Nice. he's getting the damage though. Getting the damage on.
Yeah, pandas
Watch
are
this
doing work.
value, dude.
Get that horn, get that horn.
One cost Iris. I thought I'd never seen the day. Can you make anything 0 with that?
Girl
No.
should stay down if possible. For damage splits. I don't know if that matters in this deck though. In this matchup. I guess if you had Massacre, maybe.
Is Flame Hionard in this deck?
Yeah, I have one of them.
Yeah.
He was doing a lot of work actually.
I was gonna say that sounds pretty sick.
All these low cost.
I was gonna say you should have gone for the seal because he's
Oh,
gonna do
man.
that.
Oh, I actually didn't notice I had the seal. I think I had other stuff going on.
Damn. Yeah.
Chop was mentioning this to me, but I'm noticing as well. Has the game been running smoother for you guys? Because I feel like it's been running smoother.
Yeah.
I've heard polarizing.
2210.
Polarizing, or whatever you call it. Like, you know, some would say they're good, and then some would say like, oh, it's kind of butt.
Mixed results.
Yeah, mixed results.
Yeah, mixed results. Ouch.
What the heck is that Valstrax?
Valstrax, wait.
Valhazak.
Oh, Valhazak. Thing with
Pretty big
22
boy.
attack. Yeah, that card.
Yeah, this is rough. This guy, he knows exactly what he's fucking doing. And he's like, fuck you, I play black. You're not allowed to play anything, and I'm allowed to play everything.
I did
He
not
hasn't
see
Almost like he's
a single new card.
Yeah, a single new card at all. I think
This
he's
is
just playing to
exactly what
win.
it felt like playing against Iowa's
Th-
charge shot.
This is what it felt like playing in ranked, where it's just like, I don't want to use new cards. I just want to win. Yeah.
Listen, I played like one agility dude.
You chump blocked with one with one road rusher.
That was the best play. That won me the game. That new card. Okay.
It was funny to me that you didn't even drop it earlier so that you could have gave your other units rush for a little bit. You just perfect blocked it so they actually got nothing out of it.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. Look, I try to be a defensive control player, so it's just habit for me. Just wait last second.
I mean, when you think about Mono Black Ashura, there aren't many new units that would actually benefit from that.
It doesn't matter.
Pure
Ashura
War,
could be used
other
in
than-
anything. You could use fucking Ashura on your dog, and it would be good. Like, it's fine.
Dude, on the new dog, Ashura is great.
On anything, dude. Fucking.
Maybe that, but I think it would be really good on Executioner. So I'm kind of surprised that he wasn't trying that, or he didn't pull any new cards yet. I don't know.
He
But I
didn't
think
pull
he'd
any
be
new
really
cards
good.
that he's like, yeah.
Playing free match to get some Zenny.
And also potentially Maruto, but it doesn't do that effect that kills units because it doesn't take damage. But it would still gain attack, and that also has heavy pierce as well. So, yeah. There's a couple cool ideas.
They still buy DFS packs, dude. Can't afford it, dude.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna
Stayed up all
something good.
night. He was really tired. Accidentally dropped all his Zenny and Jewels into Day of Nightmares. I was like, shit.
I really hate Ashura, man. If any hero gets nerfed, I mean, I think Rikoha is probably number 1, but Ashura is really close, number 2.
Yeah.
Really should not create Veil or Invincible. Pick one. Pick one, please.
So maybe they make it more expensive.
No, that's not a
Yeah.
fix. That is. I mean, I guess that would be somewhat of a fix, but I still feel like it's just. You're just free to do whatever the fuck you want. Like, you use it, okay, buff, 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 buff. Oh, I win. Oh, jeez. Now I have a 25 attack fucking combo flying fuckboy. What are you gonna do?
They can take damage and no one's going to use it, but I guess that's fine.
Have them give the unit slow.
Good.
Engineers asking for decks.
Slow because it has to get over to that lane. Like, oh, jeez.
I think
You guys
giving it
have,
slow would be a good
some
idea.
decks to
Yeah,
spare?
I do.
It
like
does. It
slow.
just does a crazy amount for being really cheap.
Hyanar
What I
was
don't-
doing a lot of work in the other game. Yeah, I just had him on the field and it was just poking everybody.
So just card games in general, but you will always have, these archetypes or decks that promote uninteractiveness, denying interactions. And yeah, that's Ashura Senku, Even Resonate was that freaking red-green Rathalos would board lock you, well, actually, that's how I played red-green Rathalos, so I can't really speak too much on that. But I would just like board lock people with red green Rathalos and just kill them. So what I'm trying to say is that, it's so. I do think that decks that promote uninteractions are very toxic. So Ashura Senku would be one of them. I do enjoy playing it though, but it's pretty toxic.
Yeah.
You know what else is toxic? Kami Ouroboros.
Screw it.
Yeah,
Cammy in any black deck is toxic.
it's a good idea, but I don't know. That's seen less play, and I think for good reasons. Spike launch and mill deck is sexy. I'll try it out. Oh yeah, thanks. One thing to notice about that spike launch deck is that it doesn't have any heals, but it kind of doesn't need it. It would only be an issue if you start running into Denjin or burn decks, which I haven't really seen much of. So basically these 4 decks that we're looking at right now were decks I put together today when doing my 10-hour stream, and was able to climb the champion using all of these. Yeah, the spike launch deck is really fun. It just does a really good job of overrunning the opponent and just building up really fast. It draws really well, ignoring the fact that it removes all the cards. It's kind of crazy. And then I made it to champion from A1 with the Demon Tenkoha deck, which is really fun. Making use of chess pieces and just the synergy they have, and just doing really heavy damage with Tenkoha at the right times, either with Damn Queen, the Damn Knight, Dante. There's just crazy synergy you can get with these cards. And, Sonora Tenkoha is a great blocker as well for most setups, but you definitely need Brainwash for certain matchups. And I think memory for Nevin was the hardest part with this deck until I forget who suggested it. Someone said to include Evil Eye, and that was really clutch. So Evil Eye is really important. I think any 4-based deck, because the problem with 4s in the past was that you play a 4 and then you have to wait a while to play another one. But, Evil Eye really helps ramp things up. These chess pieces are great. They work great together. I might have to try Rook again, though, because everyone's raving about it.
Yeah, dude. Purple needed more stuff to be like, yeah, phallic object on the screen. Yeah. Look at me.
Everything's valid.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The damn rook. Damn rook.
Chess pieces.
Yeah.
It's just a
What about
big dong on a card, dude.
No, it's not. Let me look at the art. Let me look at the art.
Let me see this.
Like, I gotta see this. I looked at that card, like, earlier today, and I did not see a... What do you call it? A phallus? Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not see anything that looked phallic. Or resembled a phallus.
Rookies, dude. Look at that. this big pulsing shaft rising from the ground, dude.
Can we get like a zoom in?
Can we get a zoom in?
Can we see the art?
Monka
Click the art.
TOS, dude.
I want to see the art.
Okay, the you can see the other towers in the back, but when it's just itself, dude, it's like, y'all, look at my 1/4, y'all. Look at my 1/4.
Okay, I see what you mean now.
It even creates other things. Yo, that's fucking disgusting.
What?
The damn knight, the damn.
Which I think
bishop.
that thing scares me too, just because it makes that new negate really viable for negating 4 costs.
Yes, that's the other thing I saw quite a bit was like, that's too situational. It's like, actually.
When I first saw it, I thought it said 2 different tribes, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be hard for purple. And then it's like, oh wait, it's the same tribe. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Fucking
thinking though,
actually
like-
hosed.
What are some good 4 costs that it could negate?
Any 4 cost, because that's just great to negate a 4 cost for 3.
But I can't. The thing was, I couldn't think of too many 4-cost actions that it was really affecting. And then I was looking at, I was running into a lot of green, obviously, and they're running like 2 costs with seals. So in either case, whether you use interference or whatever the hell that card is with the 2 cats, it's still the same cost to negate a 2-cost action. So that's totally fine.
Look, Chris, I don't know if you remember Kyle P smoking you with that Chun deck yesterday, and you couldn't negate those 4-cost tag teams. Now you can. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's just I just don't like it because it's more limiting options of bringing in actions. I mean, that's just like always. That's the biggest thing with Maverick's memories, right? It's like it limits all this deck building because it's just too powerful, and it's not as powerful at that level. But it's just kind of like, damn, man. Especially when it's in action response phase. That's 1 mana to negate 4.
Yeah,
Oh, gross.
I mean that's pretty good.
Cards on screen, the not so fast.
That's what it's called.
It
I was
only.
trying to think of the name. It was like Stop Right There or something like that. No.
It's only a decent card because you can say its name as you play it, and it makes sense. Not so fast.
All right.
The nice thing is it does, like, you can interact with it, right? Like
Yes.
for most colors, like if you're black or red, you can kill a
Detonate
unit.
generated.
Green, pretty shit out of luck.
That's what I was worried about too. Like if something bounces, right? I don't think it would
But
work.
it's great for shitting on green more.
Yeah, but that was the thing with green. It was just a lot of seals and stuff they were trying to get on me, and like I wouldn't want them to get anything else. It was mostly just seals, or Doll's Memory in some cases. They're 2 costs. So again, this works just as well as interference because at the base level it's a 2 cost negate. So hey, you can definitely try this out. I was trying it out for a bit, but I ended up going back to interference. But yeah, maybe when the meta develops more, this will be more popular.
I see it popping up more, especially if in like chess decks, just because they seem really good at keeping demons on the board.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm turning this into a dance emote. Put on BTTV or something.
I think is it Witch of the Abyss or whatever is really great because you can get a lot of demons on the board at the same time, which is really good. Makes it better than Buffet in most cases.
Whoa. We're actually advocating for Witch of the Abyss over fucking Buffet?
Yep. In an all demon deck,
Wow.
you definitely would use that. Because I'm not doing any like pocket draws and stuff like that, so
Interesting.
yeah, it tends to get better than Buffet.
This is interesting because when we first saw this card, we were like, huh.
So it was before we realized how many demons you could get on the board and
Before
actually
we
have them survive it.
before we found the
And,
demons that make other demons.
Demons making demons?
I've gotten 4 damage with this card multiple times. So that's 4 damage, 4 heal.
Fucking damn queen. Damn king. Damn bishop.
Damn.
Damn.
I love the game.
You just can't read the names
think
without
it's
sounding a little angry.
They're just such cool designs.
Put that
I
damn
really
knight on
like
the field.
Flavor text on Witch of the Abyss is top tier, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not pocketing cards, which is the better choice. Exactly, Draco. Like, I'm not running Foresight or any of that. Like, I don't really care about memory. The only memory card I'm using in my deck is Nevin. So there's no reason to, spam Foresights and stuff like that.
Yeah, girl, put some clothes on. This is a PG-rated stream.
I did want to ask you guys a question for Mallet and Thirsty.
What's that?
Mallet, did you get enough Explore for Jill?
I think so. We got a new tool because last time we got like another way to get combo and it was kind of like, decent. But this time we got a new tool and it has a unique stat line that makes it potentially useful if I need to drop something in like antibody it even. I can make it a 5/5 with a shield with antibody. Yeah, that's pretty good. We have access to agility now that's not... Because before that we had the 3-point action that gave a unit agility and it had extra text if you ascended a lot, but LOL Ascension. So it's a nice tool that we gained access to. And I know Thirsty's on board with the green Explorer. We literally got 1 Explorer in every color.
Winner said Rufus should have been red.
I'm okay
No.
with him being green,
I agree.
honestly. Spillover is a very green card, and it's a very good Explorer, and this is a new way to actually get it without having to play fucking Tweed and bicolor or dual color, whatever. So
Yeah, I think just for the fact that like, I think red getting a 1 cost plus 2 heal with spillover and attack, I think that's overkill. I don't see that like I don't see that going over well if they got that.
And we mentioned before that Rufus can be called out with other like summon cards. Like you can get him out with Chris. He's another human to go onto the human synergy train that green has. So it works well. And yeah, 1 MP for the 1/2 spillover. That is so good. Black got an interesting... It's like the 4th card with cruelty on it, but you actually get it when you play the fucking card rather than after the fact, after it dies. So
And it's cruelty for Explorer. It's not cruelty for Explorer.
I mean, when you look at that card though, cruelty for Explorer, it kind of looks like he's just giving you this look like, really? Was it Bitter S. Mendez?
All right, I want to ask Thirsty a question. How do you feel about green this set?
Green is in a very great spot. I think green is got exactly what it needed, and that's the ability to build a board without going into action phase where it's incredibly vulnerable. And it's got a lot of synergy, and it can actually build a board without worrying about stealing a unit, particularly with all the units it got with while this unit's on the field, buff it, which is great. It's more similar to something like Epic Chris from Core, who's giving everyone victory, but like can't really just steal him and then get that advantage, right? You can't really just steal Crescent Grizzly or Huitzel and then like, yay, all my units are buff. No, they're just gonna not have that buff, and it's a lot more spreading it out instead of having to focus on a unit. And I think all the heroes got something really good for them, though I do think outside of charge shot, which is its own other separate problem, I think X is in an awkward spot because I think Shield Spire power crept Heart Tank a great deal, and Gaia armor is still useless. So hopefully he gets something in August. But right now I'm still trying, but it's really hard to suggest running a +7 HP at 18 AP when you get a +3 and the besieged effect at 14. It's that AP difference is just too major to ever really run it.
I feel that. I 100% agree with you.
It makes me sad because I want to go hard on X because that's my main, but it's not like it's not as strong as this. It's just like this feels objectively the better version of the same thing.
X is pretty pigeonholed right now. He doesn't have too many options. Want to play him?
That being said, everything else I think in green is great. Chun still has some good stuff. What is the Nero True Power? Just getting Sasquatch is actually a huge deal, and I think actually bumps up True Power immensely.
Yeah, it's really good
in a
card.
way that like other cards can't be used.
Sasquatch wrote 7.
By the way, I played against the
Yeah.
Chun Lightning Legs that just dropped Shara and Valida and just gave it Lightning Legs, and I was fucking dead. That was a horrible experience.
Sounds pretty
Corrosion
nasty.
is good, but cruelty costs too much. Yeah, cruelty is an already... It's a black version of an already bad
Yeah.
card. So
I don't know why. I don't like that they keep giving black cruelty.
they're like,
It's just such a shitty. Please
Yeah.
play it. It's like no,
do you like it yet?
no. I don't think I will. It's just I don't think they understand that it's not that it's difficult to explore for it. It's just once you get it, there's just way too many things that could go wrong with trying to use that buff, right? Like, oh, it's dependent on the HP of the enemy's board. Like, if they just heal it, if they kill it, if they pull it back, it fails.
I forgot Vega gets cruelty as soon as you
For
play
Explore,
him.
yeah.
For Explore, yeah.
He's cool.
I thought everything was on death for that. I'm lying. I'm probably thinking of corrosion, where every source of corrosion is on death.
Cruelty is just on Vega. Yeah, it does not make sense. It's way too expensive.
Yeah, 2/8 for 5, or gives you this crappy buff. Thanks, bruh.
Packy wants to know if I like Trinity. No, that card's garbage, unfortunately. Like I said, as I mentioned when it was revealed, if it worked the way of Tag Team, where the buff is retained regardless of like at its activation and not on resolve, it would be good. But that's not the case. So the fact that they can snipe one of your dual tribe and you lose 2/2 on that for a 6 cost is just it's too expensive.
That card is my baby.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm
You
just
can
kidding.
you can have more kids. You can have more babies.
Dude, everyone check out Volvodon real quick. Fucking
I love that artwork.
Coming out of the
What is
birthday cake, he's like, surprised! Oh my god! I can't can't believe you graduated finally.
Stay 6 feet away.
Here's a question. Favorite artwork from the entire set? Do you guys have one that stands out?
Fuck, I forgot the name of
Secret
it.
BB's pretty good.
Secret
That
BB,
stands
that's
out.
She's
Huh?
crying,
Bombast.
She got the boulder. Oh, Bombast.
Bombast
Alright,
is top.
I got my pick. Trump card.
Trump card, dude.
Trump card is sick because it has like a different, view of perspective where like lady is in the front and then you can kind of like see the point of view just kind of like split. But the card is also sick, so it just kind of enhances how awesome that card is.
Mine's gonna be out of left field, but Hidden Parasite.
Parasite.
Hidden Parasite in black. I really like that artwork.
Excuse me.
What's the cost on that?
It's 4 cost in black.
Unit
Cost action.
action.
Hidden pair. Okay, I didn't hear the first part.
Hidden pair.
Oh yeah, it's kind of dope. It kind of cuts out the zombie a little bit, but yeah, that's
I really like that artwork. I also like Return of the Heretics for obvious reasons.
I would. It's kind of got a little blue scale effect for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dude, Thirsty wanted that. Wanted that Bombast emote. I improved it so it was a bit
Right.
more like large, and I kind of took a pixel pen to make sure you could see the mouth.
Man is a good call.
And with that instant emote approval, it was so funny to have like just like do that during the NA stream and then just like post it, and they're like, "Wow, that was fast." Thanks for the bit.
It was double breathing.
That looks exactly like the card art. Thirsty. All right, I do have a question for Chris, although I feel like I already know the answer to this one. How do you feel about the black deck that is based around removing your cards from your deck?
Yeah.
Loves it.
It's way better than I expected to be.
Awesome. Tier 1 or tier
Mostly
2?
because the actions. Was that?
Oh, if you had to give it a tier.
What's here?
Yeah, a tier.
If Nurg, it's potential tier 1.
Okay.
With Wesker and Revenge, probably tier 2.
Okay.
I'm on the fence. I would need to see it more, but I think with Nurg, it's stupid strong. Spike launch.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of good support. The self damage with Black Crown is pretty nutty. On top of giving mana back, that card just carries so hard. That archetype, and then being able to give things revenge at the end is pretty clutch as well. But you might not even need it at that point. So it's really just like you're never afraid to remove cards in that deck because everything is so good. If you build your deck right, you're not too worried about removing your one win con, right? Like I've only been able to play the agility dude, Verudo, whatever. I've only been able to play him in like 2 games, and he's won me those games. But like the other games, he's just gone from the game altogether. But I don't care. I'm not playing to get him out, right? And the executioners are just really good. Especially once you get the condition for them to destroy any unit that's 6 or less. I was able to kill Kushala because of that.
Okay.
And not going to be seen that much, I think, in the grand scheme of things, but it's a hard counter to Plunder decks. It's pretty funny.
Okay. That's dope. I'm glad that you can get a pretty high rating of like, tier 1, maybe tier 2.
Yeah, I think Black is in a good spot right now. And with the eventual change of Maverick's memories, Black will be even stronger. And they can use their high-cost destroy cards. Not have to worry about them getting negated.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies Art's pretty good too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even play DMC, but she looks like a fucking badass.
She
My
looks like
favorite thing
Bill.
is to like just go through green and look at the new 3-cost basic feline right above the old core feline and just seeing the art progression. It's
Yeah.
massive.
Evolution of a feline.
Should I ever feel bad for playing Velstrax Dive Attack?
Yeah, you should. Should probably
I
make sure to go
figured.
to church every time you play it. Good old confessional, dude. I sinned, Father.
Card's cute, but purple should not have a +3 heal at 2 MP. Just never gonna let that go.
That's going to see some play.
I was dicking around with it. I was just like, yeah, I'm throwing it on my agility cats. Why not?
Cats.
Dude, the game thought it was pretty cute for giving me Earth Mother's Magnetism like as a shiny card too.
Wow.
It was like, yeah, it's a good card, huh? 2,800.
One thing I noticed about this set also is, in terms of the artwork, is the game choices are actually more varied this time. Normally, when we get a set, it's like, oh yeah, they just went all in on like X5. They went in on Resident Evil 3. It looks like they kind of went all over the games this time, right? Like we got Resident Evil 4 monsters, 5. The monsters are from all over the place, even I think from a mobile game for one of them. Is what I heard. I'm not as familiar with Monster Hunter, but we got like X8, X7.
I bet that RE4 stuff's looking pretty fresh to you, though.
Yep, I hate that guy.
Zealot, dude.
By the way,
Yeah.
Thirsty, you would know this. Where's that panda from? Beast
X8.
Pandemonium. X8.
I don't remember seeing
That would
panda
explain
at
why
all.
I've never seen it. Yeah.
I don't
Is it a
recommend
boss?
either.
Is it a boss
Huh?
or is it like a...
Yeah, he's one of the bosses from X8.
Fucking
Oh.
pandemonium.
He
What does he
shoots
do? Does he jump?
bamboo rockets.
Is he one of those
Jumps
cards
really
that's
slow.
just fucking massive, like Turtloid? When I was just like, yeah, this is fucking just a normal
Yeah,
robot
he's
master.
he's
and it's just like, oh
he's
my
Turtloid
god.
side.
He's fucking
like-
huge.
X is like around like his chest in terms of height.
Oh wow.
Will hates the panda.
I love the panda.
Yeah, and I tried to do that a little bit on Tarakamon. I tried making that thing agility with agility. That's what you do.
Panda is spicy.
I think it's a well-designed card.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It does feel
You
like
can go around it.
it's a you need to play a layer to cancel out his detriment.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which layer is also from X8 originally.
Oh, that's why they did it.
Talks mad shit about him.
Yeah, trash. What else, guys? Are we nearing the end here?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone has attested to being tired.
I'm
I just got
almost
here,
gonna wait
though.
for 24 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to stay on the podcast longer.
All right.
It'll
well,
be just
we'll
you.
head out.
I will throw it up.
Just remember to turn off my stream when you're done.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm looking forward to actually just kind of focusing on building decks and playing more. I'm still adding more questions to that list of things. It's not a long list actually. I should share it if anyone's curious to see what's on there. Where is that thing?
Yeah, we got a travel tournament coming up, so deck building is going to be very important the next couple days.
Oh yeah.
Iowa.
Oh, I was just saying like, oh yeah, in the greens.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, we mentioned the tournament already.
Oh yeah.
and next week we can we can actually take it slow with a more slightly more experienced perspective and do like a full-blown tier list next week. But
Here, let's
for
maybe
now,
bring up that panda tier.
dude, dude, the panda is so good. Dude, Panda
Man.
Express, dude, when you put it fucking with agility, Panda Express.
I put Errant on Panda. The problem is people are like, well, I'm just not gonna go in that lane, and you really feel that 3 mana you put on him if no one's trading with him.
That's why I'm saying, like, if someone plays him on the board, there's decks that can just go around him, and that's one of the ways to beat it. Don't have to worry about blocking it.
Give him the banana, then start hitting him with the good news, bad news.
It would be interesting to drop an agility on him like the Explore card, because then what do? Seal it? Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
True. There's some big threats in this game. For, all the colors.
Oh, this is
I
that
wanna
Nico
see
card you
that
guys
off.
were talking about. I had one machine unit to your deck. Why couldn't she have like a machine leg or something that she could be machine?
It's not the lore, man.
Yeah, not a single machine dual tribe.
Well, she's half tattoo. Why can't she be a fucking machine?
It's all sass.
All sass.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking. At least she looks
new
less
broken
like Fran
feline.
Drescher in this picture.
I guess.
You know,
The one thing about the new feline is you do have to actually let him go for a bit to actually get the mana ramp. It's not like you just slap him down and being like, haha, he cancels out the panda. You're gonna just ignore him too.
Tiny
He's a
spoon,
little
baby.
easier to ignore.
I agree, Gucci.
Still
By the
kinda-
way-
still nasally voice.
I noticed something with the new cards and then our tournament format for this Sunday, and that's that the 2 tribe thing does not matter at all.
How so?
Because there's no decks that are trying to go 3 tribe. You know,
Oh,
in ladder
goddammit.
or in
Yes,
like
that's a good
theory
point.
craft. There's actually no decks
Yeah.
trying to go 3 tribe.
Should have done 1 tribe. Change the rules.
We thought about
Whereas,
it.
yeah,
But we were just
it
like,
seems
you
fine.
know, probably do 2 tribe just to be safe.
One tribe.
What about
That'd be
Giant
interesting.
Moth?
I think one tribe would
I mean, I
definitely
already know
be.
what my one tribe.
Would y'all? It doesn't matter. Like anybody who would have told me to go mono tribe, I probably wouldn't listen because we didn't have all the cards yet. But now that I see all the cards and the testing that the community has done, now I'm like, oh yeah, you know, mono tribe would have been way better.
We can always change the rules for the second tournament.
We could. I don't know if we should change the time. That was one thing that I forgot and I kind of regret. But it also kind of like motivates me to do another tournament after this.
Yeah, that just leaves us with more tournaments to run. I still want to do my idea. Now that we've played with this, I still like the idea of mono color decks, but opposite or different color hero.
Oh yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
That's so
I
good.
actually really enjoy that because
We can do
it
unit only 2.
takes away a lot of the like toxic meta decks, and it makes you play a pretty fair game of TEPPEN. I think so. I like that rule.
It's
I'm
surprising
excited
with
for it.
this deck how close it is to unit only. I mean, Allies Constellation is really helpful. Inborn Powers was kind of like I wouldn't say a filler thing, but like other than that, it's basically unit only. I had to throw a disarm and an evasive in there just for sheer obligation. Unit only is the tits.
A poll.
Oh,
Do a poll. Should we do a poll?
What's pull?
is that how this works? Oh my god.
And Astalos and charge shot. charge
Oh,
shot would even be
nice.
good in a single tribe. You have to do like all machines or something.
There.
Beautiful.
Oh, I was doing that. Damn it.
Oh wait, you could do it as a mod?
Yeah.
That's dope. I like how there's an option for vote again using bits or channel points. Dude,
Wow.
do you want to pay to bend the the democratic system, dude?
Are you telling me democracy is pay to win?
Of course, Pro Circuit Scrub is offended when someone says ban Astalos.
That card is brain dead and is a problem and should be banned.
Just cap resonate, please. Just do something.
I do want to say a lot of the resonate cards that got added, I think are really smart ways to do resonate, and I like it.
Balanced.
Yeah, I know the Sea Viper card probably isn't going to see play and isn't that great, but the fact that it gets combo for one attack and then you resonate again, I actually like that.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the
Knight, I think is my
Knight, yeah.
Damn.
Though I get so confused when like I've seen Dante players already like, okay, well there's my Knight, and then I have this other unit. I'm gonna use Hookshot on the Knight to get this hit
Yeah,
instead
I
of
don't
using
get
it on
that.
the other unit.
I don't know. Hookshot seems a bit useless in the best deck in general. Because if you're using Hookshot on your pawn, the pawn's going to transform and then it's going to lose flight. I don't know.
I do think if you were to put a Hookshot on something, it'd be good for the damn King, because that way it's harder for him to take damage that's not counter, and having him take counter damage only is good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nuts.
It would basically get the most out of it, or, stealth on King even for one attack because it's so slow. Would be really good.
Yep.
What I guess if we're running out of things to talk about, we want to kind of wrap this up. How can we summarize how we feel about Feline right now? What's the best hero art?
I already said that earlier. From my opinion, anyway, I think it's Shield, but Pearl has.
I think it's Shield purely just for its consistency, and it's never really bad to throw out, and is just kind of good in general. And it's cheap. Orchestra has potential. Yeah, I'm pretty much on the exact same page as Chris. Orchestra has potential and can be really good and is great for deck creativity. Blunderblade is interesting and it's fun, but I don't see it ever really being consistent enough because it's very dependent on your opponent's deck and the RNGs of the draw. And I think right now everyone's trying too hard to just constantly steal without actually building a deck around it.
But you're stealing.
You're stealing. But it's just I don't think it's that great.
Oh my god.
Overall, it's fun though.
Dude, it says Ainsworth contributed 12k channel points to vote multiple times.
Yeah, I know.
For 69 times,
Fucking
nice.
Jesus, dude, 69. What's the result of the poll, dude? I was like, we don't have 70 people in chat. Making me think I'm close to partner. Orchestra similar to Yawn gain MP. Yeah, that's what I really like. Like even against that match against Tarakamon, I had a couple allies constellations that filled up my hand, and I got 7 targets for that. So it felt really good to have -1 MP on all those units.
Does feel like New Yawn in that regard.
Bro, why did it give me the option to report the poll?
Report it, dude. Just has a bunch of swear words in it. So we're gonna have a poll. The poll has stated we're gonna have a poll. What was the poll about?
Should Iowa snack on stream?
Oh.
Can we have 2 polls?
No.
Poll is already active. Yeah, I know what I'm voting for. Hey, Ainsworth?
I mistyped it.
I ain't gonna argue, but
Yeah, you should. I'm
You
I'm really
should.
Worth a
tired.
name.
If you've been paying attention to
Yeah.
any of my chatting in any Discord and any Twitch chat, it's been terrible today. I am so fucking tired.
How much sleep have you guys gotten?
I got about like hour and a half.
I got my 7 hours. It was decent, but I had to be up for the actual stream. It was funny because I committed to something that I thought would take, 8 or 9 minutes when I had like almost 20 before the thing went live, and then happenstance, rare events, made it take longer and longer, and it was just like spilling over 5 or 6 minutes after the servers went up, and I was like, I just want to play TEPPEN.
Oh. Yeah, I had a really nice stream. I mean, I didn't get much sleep. I maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Woke up early, got in there right away as soon as it launched. Streamed for 10 hours straight. The first 9 were really smooth and great. Was able to make the champion. Had a good chat. Everyone's being cool. Last hour sucked because my internet just started falling apart and I was lagging big time. I tried troubleshooting it and it just didn't work, so I decided to call it there. It's the weirdest thing. Like, I felt really tired at some points during that marathon. Then right after the end of the stream, when I decided to jump off, I had so much energy and I didn't know what to do because ranked was down. Like, I just got done streaming for 10 hours and I was just like, didn't know what to do. So I literally just like went to bed, grabbed my tablet, and just started watching other TEPPEN streams. I didn't want to go to bed. I was just like so fucking hyped up, like so excited for this game again. I couldn't.
Yeah,
I don't know. I appreciate that, Black Eye, again, but like, I couldn't really do anything live while streaming. I had to like turn everything off to try and troubleshoot it. But
I felt the same way.
I meant to do that as well, but then as soon as I signed off and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed after I watched Christie's match and then this match and then this match. All right, let me hold. I can open up TEPPEN. And then finally, like, yeah, I laid down in bed, and then it's because I was like, I can't even really think of a deck to make. And then the second my eyes closed, I was like, but what if I put this with this and this? And then I woke up and started putting shit together. It was good. It's a problem.
Same. I hosted Chris, and then I was just like watching him for a bit, and I was like,
oh boy,
it's been like 2 hours since I stopped. I thought I was gonna go take a fucking nap. It's like, nah. Watching TEPPEN.
Yeah, I just kept going. I'm on hour 20, no sleep.
Oh my god.
So I think I'm starting to feel it.
Is anyone streaming TEPPEN right now? Can we dump this crowd on somebody? Because we got a veritable crowd here.
I think we might have options this time around.
Holy
yep,
shit.
We got cosplay and we have fitness and TV. Oh, that's one name. We got cosplay, fitness.
Cosplay and fitness? Holy shit.
So buff that he takes up 2 channels.
Nah, actually, guys, we're gonna go raid. Let's see. We're gonna raid this League streamer. I know. Just kidding. No.
I'm happy we're getting a new evasive action art because I never really liked evasive actions art.
He looks pissed off, dude. Like, I've never seen someone so fucking angry. It's me
so
looking at every
looking.
fucking Ashura player, dude. At the beginning of
Looks
the match.
like an army recruitment. I don't know. There's something
Oh,
about
he's
it.
dodging the axe from Executioner.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's dope. All right. Any final comments before we host it up? Any questions?
Are you guys gonna do push-ups with cosplay fitness?
Hell no.
Hell no.
What the heck?
Doing nap-ups. I will be watching it.
Yeah. If I try to do push-up the second I go down, I'm sleeping.
Probably die.
Damn.
Cat's
Yeah.
gonna come and just lie down on top of me and suffocate me.
Cosplay, fitness, TV.
What do you guys think of Mellings?
It's a nice meme that people are
That's a
going to
meme.
try too hard to make work, and it will occasionally fucking work, but it's just too inconsistent.
I feel that.
But we
You
can
arrived
talk
late,
about
Iowa,
it
but-
after we get cucked.
Posting in the chat. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna host it up. Again, thanks for
Black's really strong
everybody
bottom
who
side.
stuck around. And yeah, we're definitely. It feels amazing to have new cards.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Feels good.
It's a whole new world.
We'll only scratch the surface.
Buff Trinity.
Buff,
Trinity doesn't need a buff.
buff the whole
It's
Matrix
pretty
movie,
good.
dude.
Card needs a buff.
Also, I just rated. So
Hey.
we're good.
Yeah, we're gone.
We're gone.
Yo,
Good.
look at his pecs.